Day two. Day two. Round two. We're here for it. Doing it live. Where does Shedeur go? Where does Henderson go? Where does Luther Burden go? I've got news as well. I'm putting a Moon Man on the Moon Man list right now once the intro is done. And it's one of the men on screen. And it's a player that I think is going to be a dark horse potential number 2 at the position. You already know I love this guy. You know this guy's getting doubted. And we're not talking about him right now in this context. We're talking about people doubting him and tearing him down. And he'll find a good home. So if I'm not talking about him, and we already love this guy as much as a human being could possibly love him, maybe it's this man we're talking about. The Fantasy Football Show live reaction show to every pick in round number 2. That show begins right now. File on in, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new. You found your new home. No one does it like this channel. Do it live. Intro, go.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
Here is round 1. The round board. Round 1 board is here. Round 2 is commencing as we speak right this very second. Round number 2 is here on the clock. The Cleveland Browns. And before we go to the announcement of that pick, we're going to talk about a gentleman on screen right here. All three of these gentlemen on screen, but specifically, we're coming for one guy. And we're going to say that this man, Luther Burden, is starting to become my dark horse number 2 wide receiver. I don't even want to say it. He's my number 2 dark horse. Of course, Ibuka, I still love. Ibuka landed in a kind of a cloudy spot in Tampa Bay. Still love him. Still think he can be the number 2 of the entire class. But when you start talking about dark horses, this is like the conversation of Neighbors being the dark horse wide receiver 1. Are you ranking Neighbors as the number 1 wide receiver when you say that? No, you're not. Jamar Chase is the number 1 wide receiver. My dark horse number 2 wide receiver is Luther Burden. He does not have a home. But at 12:52 a.m., he went to the field, took this photo, says he's going to show everybody. Hit the field after he went undrafted on day 1 in round 1, and he went to work. This is probably the most elusive running back, or wide receiver. He plays like a running back. This is one of the most elusive wide receivers left. And he's maybe one of the most elusive wide receivers, period, in the draft class. And I'm super amped and excited to find out where he goes. Luther Burden, young man, I think you're a moon man.
The Moon Man, dropping loads in outer space.
You can think what you want. You can doubt him all you want. I really don't care. I realize not everybody's cup of tea is going to be my cup of tea. And I realize that a lot of people think that, landing spot could ruin this prediction right now. And it could. I'm not an idiot, not a total idiot. I realize that we're sitting here kind of in a vulnerable spot right now. Smitty's telling you this is the guy. Smitty's telling you that this is going to be a crafty mofo moving forward. Smitty's telling you he's a moon man.
The Moon Man, dropping loads in outer
Smitty's
space.
telling you that he's going to...
Let him cook.
I don't pretend to know where he's going to go. I don't act like I have all the answers. Well, sometimes I do, I suppose. I get that. That's not for everybody as well. This show isn't for everybody. We do it live on this channel. We do it live.
Mashed potatoes!
Yeah, buddy.
All right, so we got to get to the board here in a second. Where's my live chat? Where's my live chat? I got to find my live chat. Here it is. Let me see. Comments. There we go. Okay, I couldn't find my comments. Here we go. We got a super chat here from Elgin dropping a $5 Smitty. Trey Henderson to Cleveland. What do you think? Oh, I'd love it. I'd love it if he goes to Cleveland. I don't know that he will. We'll soon find out where he's going to go, my boy. Elgin, appreciate your super chat. I would love to see Trey Henderson in Washington. I would love to see Trey Henderson in Denver. I would love to see Trey Henderson in a damn few locations. And if you want to break down what happened in round 1 briefly with the RBs, we've got 2 of them, Ashton Genty, and then to the Chargers, we had Hampton, which is a controversial pick in many ways. One, I think a lot of people are going to say, oh, Smitty, it's going to be okay. And I do believe in the end, it will be okay for Hampton. Najee's on a 1-year deal. I already did a video on Genty. I already did a video on Hampton describing what I feel for the now, what I feel for the future. Hampton's in a cloudy situation. Najee's in an even more cloudy situation. In year 1, we'll have a slow unveiling. But the thing you got to remember about slow unveilings, there are some benefits and upsides to slow unveilings. Like Jahmyr Gibbs during this, slow unveiling, where he was not really used in weeks 1, 2, 3, 4, didn't play week 5, didn't play week 6, didn't come on strong until the 7th week during his rookie breakout season. But then he was running back 3, 1, bye week, 2, 3, and he ended up finishing as a top 3 running back, or finishing as tied for 4th in top 10 running back finishes, 1st in top 3 running back finishes, 2nd in top 5 running back finishes. So that's important to know with Hampton. You can literally in fantasy football not play full-time starter work through 5, 6, 7 weeks, through more than a month of football, and still come swinging in like a monster and be a top 5 to 10 running back. So understand that. And that makes best ball a real good environment to draft a Hampton. So, but when we go to the NFL draft and we say, okay, we got 2 running backs off the board, where's the best landing spot for an RB? I think New York is still crafty. I love Cleveland. Cleveland's probably my favorite spot. I think New Orleans is still going to be looking for a running back. I think Dallas might be. Dallas says they're quietly not, going there. The pick is in for the Cleveland Browns. They select Carson Schwarzenegger. Schwarzenegger. Shoeswinger. Carson Shoestring. The Shoestring Meister. Schwarzenegger, whatever the hell his name is. I don't know. Carson. I don't even know much about Carson. Looks like he has some skills, I suppose. Yeah, good tackler. The Shoestringer. Carson the Shoestringer. Okay, so the Stringmeister went at number 33. Not a real good decision by the Cleveland Browns, given that you had Shedeur Sanders there, you had Jalen Milroe there, you had Luther Burden. The mother freaking Cleveland Browns continue to Cleveland Brown. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, here we go. So let me write in this name here. Such a long name too to try and squeeze into this box here. There you go, the Shoestringer. The Shoestringer in the building. Yeah, I don't know. Look, he's a good defensive player, linebacker. The Browns clearly need a linebacker, but why are we doing this? Why can't we grab someone later? Why do you need a shoestring tackler, the Shoestringer, when you could get a quarterback like Milroe? Are they waiting for Arch Manning? Are they trying to take a dive? I guess. The Shoeswinger's a beast. He might be. He looks like a tackle breaking monster, or a tackle breaking gatherer. He can gather the tackles, but bro, there's bigger problems than your linebacker. This is a quarterback problem. This is a running back problem. This is an offensive problem. The defense is a pretty decent defense at the end of the day. And you have the Browns taking a shoestringer. He's a shoestringer tackler. And we've got bigger fish to fry. Now, the Houston Texans could go RB. The Houston Texans might go Luther Burden. The Houston Texans might take a wide receiver. Jaden Higgins could go here. There's a lot of players that could potentially go here. The pick appears to be in for the Houston Texans. They had their guy already picked out. They're not wasting any time. This is a shorter clock, but some teams are going to go straight to the podium. Browns fans, I feel bad for Browns fans too, bro. I mean, is it a good pick at the end of the day? Sure. We got a 50 gifted membership by BBQ. Straight up absolute monster. BBQ, you're going to Saturn, pal. Get ready. Hope you like the cold. Here you go.
To Jupiter.
Also, if I could get C7 to email me. C7 email me. Michael K. CPA, I sent you a voice message, a couple of them on Instagram. I want you guys to contact me because you guys were dropping wads yesterday. So C7, please send me an email. Okay, gifted memberships coming in like wildfire from the man. Jaden Higgins. Jaden Higgins to the Texans. Jaden Higgins to the Texans. Great pick. Great pick for the Houston Texans, the team that definitely needed another wide receiver. And I'm glad it's not Burden because I want Burden to go somewhere where it's a little bit more clear path to be a number one wide receiver for the team. But I like this. This is a great pick. It's a great spot for a guy that I think can be a pretty damn good wide receiver in the National Football League. The Titans are on the clock. Let's put this Higgins pick up. Love Jaden Higgins. Love him. Love him. Big guy, good speed, a good separation ability. He's going to go play and help a struggling quarterback, CJ Stroud, try and get back on the saddle. This is a great pick. This is what the Browns should be doing. It's very predictable that you're going to take a wide receiver when you're the Browns or the Texans. Right? Wrong. Because the Browns don't play that game. They don't go running back. And the Browns they're on deck again. There's a trade. It looks like the Seattle Seahawks are on the clock. Do they trade up for Shedeur or Milroe? Because this would be fantastic for JSN. There's a trade. Seahawks are going to get into position to draft here. Let me see. We got the old phone number audio blasting. Okay, hold on one second. Let me get back to that screen. My system's freaking out a little bit. I got a lot going on. There's a lot going on this show. Thank you for the super chats. Guys, thank you yesterday for the big super chat day. Any super chats will get immediate attention. Buckeye says trade 1.2 and 1.3. And Denver defense, I have the 1 point. So trade my 1.2 for the 1.3. No, don't ever. 1.3 in the Denver defense at the 1.4 as well. Why would you trade my 1.2 for the 1.3 in Denver defense? Buckeye, I'm confused. What would the Denver defense have anything to do with making a massive trade down from the 1.2 to the 1.3? I'm lost. Happy day 2. Thank you, Rockout. Appreciate you. Elgin, you never trade from the 1 point. Why would you do that for the Denver defense, man? Why would you do that for anything small? Smitty, Trevon Henderson to Cleveland. What do you think? We hope it happens in this next pick. I guess. I don't know. The way the Browns are behaving, I feel like they're just going to screw everything up. Yeah, I mean, look, you can call Shedeur to the Saints. It's a very likely landing spot. There are only teams that make a ton of sense for Shedeur. So he could go to the Saints. He could go to the Browns. I think this is going to be Seattle. Seattle's pick is in. It looks like the trade is the Seahawks trade up to 35 with the Titans, and they select a safety. 52 and 80. Seahawks traded 52 and 82. Okay, so that means that. Oops, I meant to put that here. So the Browns should be on the clock right now. All right, let me catch up on this. So we got this right here. Higgins, what a pick by the Houston Texans. That was a great pick. And Worry goes here. That's a safety. Seattle taking a safety. Okay, Raiders could still get Shedeur or Milroe. I think that Tom Brady's, we talked about this yesterday, Tom Brady's going to be very much intrigued by getting a quarterback on roster behind a 35-year-old Geno Smith. Tom Brady is helping the decision-making. The Raiders, the Saints, the Rams, the Cardinals, they're going to be interested. Seattle later. And you've got a few teams that are in this early territory that are going to be very interested in these quarterbacks. What's going on? In on says Gump. Smitty kicked me off the show. It's okay. I didn't kick you off the show. I kicked you off the phone line, Gump. And you didn't even call in yesterday. You had 2 big L's yesterday. The Dallas Cowboys didn't take Genty. And only 2 running backs went in round 1. You said it'd be 5, so you owe me a bucket of chicken or a super chat. I don't see the super chat. I don't see the bucket of chicken super chat that you're supposed to send. And you're complaining. Where's 7? C7. I need you to send me an email, my boy. Appreciate you, Travis. Lifelong Pats fan. C7 in the building. This is my boy, C7. Appreciate all your super chats and everything yesterday. You got taken out at the last minute and 11th hour with the super chat contest, but please email me through thefantasyfootballshow.com real quick. Appreciate you, my boy. You're the man, the myth, the legend. Okay, so on the clock, the Cleveland Browns, right? On the clock, the Cleveland Browns. Seattle took a safety. Houston took the wide receiver Higgins. We've got a linebacker going to the Cleveland Browns, the shoemaker, the shoelace tackler. We've got a potential Raiders QB selection happening here at 37, I think. We got the Patriots probably looking at wide receiver here at 38. Luther Burden to the New England Patriots would make the Moon Man call pretty
dropping loads
damn
in outer
safe.
space.
Okay, the preemptive Moon Man call that we dropped before the draft started. Sanders, where's he go? I'm going to say right now it feels like the Raiders are going to look at this. Milroe could be the pick, though. Henderson, I hope he falls to Washington, to be frank. I hope he falls to Denver, to be honest with you. I don't care about him going early. I want him to go to the right spot. Luther Burden, New England. Do it live, New England. I think that would be a phenomenal landing spot. Okay, so Browns are selecting Quinnshon Judkins. Judkins to the Browns confirmed. Wow. That definitely alters some value. Judkins, first running back in round 2, third running back overall to be selected. So Judkins, let me put Judkins over here. That changes some things. He is a starting running back. Woo! Emin Wari goes 35. Safety to the Seahawks in a trade up. Cleveland Browns take Judkins. That increases his value because he's now a starting running back in the National Football League. That's going to change the game in terms of the running back rankings. We got on the clock the Raiders. Cowboys get Hendy. Vader says maybe. I really like. It's a great landing spot, but I wanted a different running back there. But Judkins should be a good player in that system. Does fit it pretty well. I think Judkins felt like a Pittsburgh Steeler or a Charger or a Brown. So those are very good landing spots for Judkins, the running back, the third running back taken in the NFL draft and the first running back taken in the second round. We always have running backs, at least 1 or 2 or 3, go in this like 33 to 45, 48 range. So Judkins, this is tremendous value. Bears need to get Hendy now, says Mike. I hope not. I really hope not. Oh, God. The Bears might take Hendy at 39. Yeah, hopefully hopefully somebody leapfrogs him. The Bears have 2 picks here, too. They're probably going Hendy. I love Hendy, so either way, Hendy survives in my world, but I just don't... Man, this isn't what I didn't want Hendy. I'd rather have Judkins or Scatterboo. I'd rather Scatterboo be in a Chicago Bear uniform. But, you do know that Ben Johnson is going to get the most out of whatever running back he has. It's just, is there a better situation? I don't want Henderson playing for this Mickey Mouse organization, this non-serious team, the Chicago Bears, that are run by non-serious, non-football people. Chargers forget they have Vidal. Vidal doesn't mean anything, bro, when it comes to these bigger name players. Burden the best on the board, says Buckeye. I agree. Quinnshon Judkins, man, that's crazy. That's crazy. Wow, Browns making a bold move there with Judkins. Okay, we're refreshing. What do the Raiders do? The Raiders are on the clock. We got 500 people, sum total in the building, 474 from YouTube. Please subscribe if you're new. Hit that thumb up button. Excited about this. Excited about where this guy goes, Luther Burden. Excited about if the Raiders, who are literally on the clock, will they take a quarterback? Will it be Milroe? I'm excited either way. Milroe or Sanders. I hope they make the right call here. Patriots get Luther Burden, hopefully. I'd rather have Henderson go now. If I had a button I could press where I say, okay, Patriots are on the deck. Not the best landing spot right now, but I think it could be really good for the future. If I could press a button to send Henderson to the Patriots now without knowing whether the Bears take Henderson with the next 2 picks, I'm going to press that button and send him to New England. I don't want to. The Saints in between the Chicago Bears might take Henderson, though. So if the Bears screw up and take somebody at 39 that isn't a running back, that isn't Henderson, then the Saints could save the day. The Jets could also, it depends on the Breece Hall rumors. I mean, Hendy and Breece Hall are very similar. You trade Breece away. Yesterday, the GM was asked of the New York Jets, is Breece Hall, are you taking calls? Have you got any calls from teams? And the GM said, we haven't talked to any teams about Breece Hall. But then he followed it up by saying he's on the team. He's on the team. He didn't say, like, we're not trading him. Like, that's garbage. That's rumors. Don't listen to everything you hear. He said, right, he goes, Breece Hall is on the team. So they're clearly like entertaining the idea, at least. Even if no one's called yet, they're entertaining the idea. They have to be, because that was not the answer you would expect from somebody that is like, we're not trading Breece Hall. They didn't say that. They didn't say that at all. So here we are, waiting this Raider pick. Raiders are on the clock. Who do they take? The Raiders trade with the Dolphins, and now they pick 37. So the Dolphins are now at 37. What in the hell is going on here? Wow. Okay. Do I have? Let me get a Miami Dolphin graphic on the board. So 48. Okay. Let me get this. Miami's going to be on the clock here at 37. Did Miami end up getting? Let's see what the trade was. 37 overall pick. I'm wondering if Miami gave up this 48 though. So we got to watch that. Did the Raiders get 48? God, why are these people passing? Why are these decision makers passing on Shedeur and Milroe? It doesn't make any sense. This is second round value. What are we doing? Dolphins pick is in. Dolphins select tackle guard. Jonas Savas. The shoelace meister. Okay, so we got a tackle guard. This is great. This is a good pick. At the end of the day, this is a good pick for the Miami Dolphins because you're protecting the run. You're protecting not only Achane but Tua, keeping Tua upright. Dolphins should be grabbing one of these QBs though. I'll be honest with you. They should have grabbed Milroe. This is ridiculous. Okay, so we got that tackle guard on the board. This is crazy. Okay, 404 of you on YouTube. Hit that thumb up button. Hit and subscribe if you're new. Raiders are picking now and could take Shedeur Sanders. So wait a minute. What's going on here? Who's on the clock right now? Why did I just get alert that the Raiders were going to pick? No, the Raiders. So this is an old report. Somebody's behind here. I'm getting an alert that the Raiders are not trading back up. Okay, so the Patriots should be on the clock. Okay. On the clock, Patriots. That's a good pick. Offensive line, I like it. Offensive line for the Dolphins protects Tua, protects Achane. I like it. Okay. Bears are on the clock. This is nerve-wracking. Raiders acquired 48 and 4. Okay, so the Raiders do have the 48 pick. So let me put the Raiders. Let me screenshot this Raiders logo real quickly because I'm kind of spitballing this. Raiders logo has been screenshot. Let me put that Dolphin logo back. I'm nervous about this Bears pick. They're going to go RB. Ben Johnson wants RBs. There's a chance that Ben Johnson grabs 2 RBs right here at 39 to 41, as I predicted from the offseason or from the week leading into this draft. I'm a little nervous. No Hendo. Patriots take Henderson or Burden. Do the right thing. Do the right thing. Do the right thing. Patriots take Burden or Henderson. Please do the right thing. That's take a wide receiver. Take Burden. Take Burden. 49ers take Sanders is what you're predicting, Clint? I don't think. I mean, you never know. To be honest with you, every team on the board should take Sanders in the second round. I don't care what quarterback you have. This would be a really good, smart backup plan. And if you take Shedeur and you got Josh Allen, or you take Shedeur and you got CJ Stroud, or you take Shedeur and you've got Mahomes, you take Shedeur and you got Jalen Hurts, you take Shedeur and you have Bo Nix, you take Shedeur and you got Joe Burrow, and Shedeur's gonna upset the ecosystem and the environment so much that it hurts your quarterback and casts some huge shadow, then your quarterback wasn't him. And all those quarterbacks I named are him. They are them. They are they. And they're dominant and they're monsters. But as a coach, I'm sitting here going, if our quarterback went down, I could have the best backup quarterback in the league. I would draft Shedeur as my backup. If I'm the Cardinals, of course I take him. Okay, Gump says like Hendon Hooker. Gump, until you give me my bucket of chicken, I'll tell you what, send me a $3 super chat and I'll release you of your obligation to buy the entire bucket of chicken. Because you lost big time on your 5 running back prediction. J-Mo not getting traded, you don't know that. Sanders to the Saints, we hope it to be true right here at 40. We truly do. Okay, 659 of you on YouTube, 763 total. Subscribe if you're new. We're waiting for this guy Burden. Where's Burden going? New England, make it happen. Henderson to New England. Don't let the Bears take Henderson. Make it happen. Shedeur, the Saints are waiting for you. Just hang tight. What are we doing back here? We got some news too. I didn't go over all the news as we're waiting these landing spots. 30 Seahawks. Okay, nothing so far. I'm waiting. I'm waiting and tracking the pick. The pick for the New England Patriots is in. The pick is in. My mods can hit that spam. Elgin, appreciate you. Smitty, Trevon Henderson to the Cleveland Browns. What do I think? I'm hoping that he goes somewhere. He's not going to the Browns anymore, but I'm hoping he goes somewhere good. So your Browns thing is wrong. This right here, Shedeur, the Jaguars plan, or Travis Hunter. Jaguars plan to have Travis Hunter start in the wide receiver room. So get ready. Take Henderson. Patriots take Henderson! Patriots take Henderson! Patriots take Henderson! Travis Coleman! Travis Coleman! Patriots take Henderson! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! No Chicago Bears! No soup for you. Trey Henderson, go play with Drake May. Turn this franchise around. Trevon Henderson, beast.
Stock on the rise.
Let him cook.
Way to wait, Bears. Way to wait. The question is, do the Bears take Scattaboo like at some point and ruin his, not ruin his value. I mean, he'll be good under Ben Johnson, but Hendy going to the motherfucking Patriots. I like this. I like this. Stevenson. Yeah, maybe they trade Ramondre. I don't know. I doubt it. Bears gonna go running back. I don't know who they're gonna take here. Okay. Now there are some concerns about, you know, are they gonna have such a split committee that it hurts potentially Trey Henderson's value initially? Maybe, but keep in mind that Henderson is a Jahmyr Gibbs. Henderson is a Breece Hall. You don't want him in the Thunder and Lightning role combined. You want him in a 12 to 13 carry capacity with 4, 5, 6 receptions per game. So for anybody who's going to freak out and say, oh my God, you know, they need another running back between the tackles. You don't want Henderson getting 20 carries a game, 22 carries a game. Even 18 carries a game times 17 is not what you want. You want someone getting, this is Breece Hall, Jahmyr Gibbs volume. So just so everybody understands and they start freaking out. It's a little different than like Hampton's landing spot with Najee. Those are two very similar running backs. This is a Thunder and Lightning, a Detroit Lions, Sonic and Knuckles potential setup. But Henderson's by far the superior running back. Then by far the superior running back over Stevenson at this point in Stevenson's career. I mean, it's not that I don't like Stevenson. I think Stevenson gets a bad rap, but this is exciting. There's always going to be concerns when a running back lands. Like even if Henderson landed in Chicago, you've got Swift there, or you got another running back that they bring in. So everywhere a guy like Henderson goes, there will be another running back, or they're not doing it right because he's not a 18 to 22 carry a game running back. He's a dynamic morph of wide receiver / running back, or rather running back wide receiver. And keep in mind that this is Vrabel's guy now, whereas Stevenson isn't, and that makes a big difference. This is Vrabel's guy. Vrabel wants him, and they're going to run the ball. Drake May, this is good. Keep in mind too that this is outstanding for Drake May because this is the best pass protecting back in the league. This is a guy that will be in on third downs, and that protects him into kind of an every down workload, even if you're using him sparingly in a sense like Gibbs is used to keep him healthy all year. He's still a guy that stays on the field as long as, you know, they want to throw him out there. It's not like, oh, they'll rotate and you'll never see Henderson in there as a 3-down back. You will see him in there as a 3-down back. But a lot of the grunt work, the 2-3 yard gains are going to be handed to Stevenson so they can give, you know, the pop shot to the outside to the speedster. And the guy that's, you know, he's going to be in there on third downs. Now, Stevenson's a good third down back as well, but he's been falling out of favor. And again, they just drafted this kid. So he is Vrabel's guy. This is his running back. Travis, what's up, my boy?
Hey, nice surprise there, huh?
Yeah, I didn't think that was going to happen. To be honest with you, I had no idea.
I figured they probably weren't taking it back this early. Like, I had said a week ago that they were like whispers about
Luther Burden.
taking it back.
Luther Burden goes to the
Where'd he go?
Bears.
Oh my God!
What are they
What are we
doing?
doing?
What are they doing? The Bears are so stupid.
Oh,
They are so dumb.
DJ Moore and Odunze too. All their values plummet again.
The Bears are so stupid. Ryan Poles is the dumbest GM in the entire National Football League. He is the dumbest GM in the National Football League. The fact that they actually let this man stay employed. I'm looking at the Bears draft room right now. They're all hugging Ryan Poles. He is so inept. What a stupid move.
You would have
What?
thought they wanted Travion, but it seems like they're pretty pumped about Burden.
Oh, my God. We knew we were getting kicked in the nutsack somewhere.
That's a head scratcher.
That's the risk I pay of putting Burden up on the Moon Man list, right? I don't know that I can keep him there. I love Burden. I love Burden. I love Burden. But you got DJ Moore, you got Rome Odunze, you just drafted Loveland. You're trying everything you can to keep this guy Caleb Williams relevant. Unbelievable. Well, let's go.
I mean, they wouldn't trade DJ Moore,
The
would they?
Moon Men, dropping loads in outer space.
I feel this is where I almost feel like ending the live stream. Way to kick my I didn't think that Ryan Poles was this stupid. I knew Ryan Poles was bad. I didn't know he was this incompetent, that he was going to ruin Luther Burden's value today. And the sad part,
they trade DJ Moore, right?
unbelievable. Unbelievable. God, Luther Burden's such a good player. This is such a devastating blow to his value. This happens. You got to adjust and adapt, baby. But what a dumb organization. What a dumb organization. Oh my God. I mean, the thing is, like, he is super good. He is super good. Like, he could unseat DJ Moore in a year or two. You know, like, there's no doubt about. I mean, he could unseat him really after this year. He could literally take over, and so there's some potential long-term value, but this kicks his redraft value right in the nutsack. Okay, well, it is what it is. It is what it is. What an inept organization. I feel bad for Bear fans. You know, and they always come at me and they say, Smitty, you're going to be wrong. But, like, I'm always right that Ryan Poles is going to literally, he timed out and auto-drafted BBQ. He auto-drafted. They queued Luther Burden and then auto-drafted. I forgot he was in the queue. Damn it. You draft Loveland. Like, they're trying so badly to make sure Caleb, they can put tape and glue on him and make him look like a prince going to the ball. They're going to put slippers on him that don't fit. Unbelievable. And let me just say this. For anybody that thinks that their O-line is fixed because they filled spots, we don't know how their O-line is going to jive together. We don't know if some of their older O-line additions, like the KC Chiefs getting rid of some scraps maybe that are falling apart, they got exposed in a Super Bowl appearance, might I add, and then they go out there and the mother freaking KC Chiefs put on a clinic at the end of round one and take Josh Simmons, who was thought to be by some people the best offensive tackle in the draft, and the KC Chiefs are playing 3D chess down here like they normally do at the end of round one, taking a guy that you could argue Josh Simmons could go in the top 15, top 12. So Chiefs went and said, we'll go get a new, fresh, young offensive lineman. And so, the Bears are not,
Great pick.
Yeah, the Bears O line is not some locked in guaranteed, thing. Tyler Shook goes to the Saints. Of
Wow.
course.
I was saying earlier he might go before Milrow and Sanders. That was what they were talking about.
Yeah, that's yeah, they were talking about that earlier. That is crazy. Shook to the Saints. I
He's like 26, isn't he? 27.
oh, man. The thing that sucks about that's crazy. The thing that sucks about this fall from grace from Shador is that it really is driven by multiple factors. It's definitely there's a little bit of the Deion Sanders people are turned off by him. They don't want him around. They don't want to hear anything. They don't want him, trying to backseat drive, which, a strong GM or brass would say that it's not going to happen. We won't answer the phone. He won't be able to, there's nothing he can do. He can say what he wants in the media or whatever, but it's also the media tearing down Shador. He has doesn't have a strong arm. He's only good because of his father. And it's just amazing that some of these teams like the Saints, they'll let that influence them. And you could say, hey, Smitty, you're wrong. Well, that's why we do this. And I was told I was wrong on Penix Jr. I was told he wasn't a first rounder. Just because Shador did, in fact, fall victim to the negativity that tried to drive Penix Jr. down, the same negativity that tried to tear Penix Jr. down. If you think for a second that Penix Jr. wasn't on the verge of the same thing happening to him last year, but the Falcons were the only dancing partner that said we don't buy that, we like him, we're taking him. If the Falcons didn't, we would have seen Penix Jr. fall in the same fashion. And how was that right? It wasn't right. It was wrong. So, it's my opinion, and people can disagree with me. It's my opinion that this is the same thing as Penix Jr.'s fall, but there just wasn't a team that stepped up. All it takes is one, and one didn't step up. I don't care if 32 teams think he's not a second rounder, let alone a first rounder. I do, and I don't care what 32 teams think. I wouldn't do this for a living if I didn't think I had the ability to scout or analyze a player better than the average person or average scout. I wouldn't be here. I know it sounds arrogant and stupid, but I've been doing this 23 plus years. I do feel like I can identify things better than 90% of these mother freaking scouts, GMs, and decision makers. I feel like they make the stupidest moves. This Luther Burden pick, he's an amazing player, but the Bears needed to go in a different direction. What are they doing drafting 3 wide receivers or drafting a 3rd wide receiver when they got so many other needs? And they've ruined this kid's value. He's off the Moon Man list already. We knew the sack kicking would happen at some point. There it is. And I didn't think Ryan Poles would kick Luther Burden in the sack. I thought he'd kick someone like, I don't know, like Scattaboo. He'd take like Hampton at 10, like a smart coach or a smart GM would have. Like, you tell me Loveland is better for the Bears offense than the Hampton at 10? You out of your mind? I thought maybe Ryan Poles would kick me in the nutsack today by drafting Hampton yesterday at 10 and then taking like a Scattaboo and saying, damn it, I can't have both, right? But no, he takes Luther Burden. What's he doing here? I haven't even refreshed yet. What's he doing here? What are the Bears going to ruin right here? What are the Bears going to...
Bills just moved up. Bills moved up.
With the Bears?
With the Bears, yep.
Jeez, do you think Cowboys draft a running back? I do think they will at some point, Jonathan. Although, that makes sense. So maybe it doesn't happen, Jonathan. you know what I'm saying? Like the Cowboys leaving the draft without an RB does make more sense than the logical move of taking one of these amazing running backs in the best running back class we've seen in 10 years. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense that Jerry would pass on that, to be honest with you. Round 2 and 3 about placing talent in the right spots to flourish. Some of these teams are clueless. BBQ, I'm irate at this point. I am irate at Brian Poles, who's the dumbest GM in the National Football League. He moved to number 1. He moved to number 1. He's worse than Jerry. Yeah. He's worse than any other GM in the league. He should be fired immediately, and that draft room should all be fired. Every single one of those people. If they go back to that draft room picture of them all putting their hands on Ryan Poles like, oh, you monster, you. if there's anybody smiling, celebrating, congratulating, shaking hands, they should be fired. The only people that shouldn't be fired in that Bears draft room are anybody that's not sitting with a straight face going, don't think that was a great pick. They should stay.
must not
Everybody
want
else
it.
should go.
They must not have
Caleb
wanted Henderson because they could have moved up.
fanboys
The Dolphins
have zero excuses if he fails. Zero, says Coble. That is true. He holds onto the ball too long. These are all weapons for somebody that stays inside the pocket. Made that Hawkinson and Kelsey trade and then flipped Kelsey immediately. Overall value for Hawkinson, 1.10, 26 first, 2.10, 3.6, 3.9, 20, 26 third. Not bad. No, I like that, Coble. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Look, Hawkinson doesn't have a lot of time. Ill Phil says, LOL, Smitty, thanks for warning us ahead of time about getting kicked in the nuts. This is the first NFL draft I've followed you, and yep, you weren't kidding. Look, it is what it is. Like, I'm going to get stuff wrong, too. I love that people will be in my comments on IG, and they'll be like, oh, I guess you like this pick. Like, especially the Luther Burden post. I'm not going to take it down or run from it. The Luther Burden post was me trying to let people know that this is one of the most talented players in the league. Or, I'm sorry, in the college football setting coming into the league. And if the right team takes him, he's going to the mother freaking moon. And he still has some long-term upside with a quarterback that's going to be thrown from behind in the third and fourth quarter. But this kicks his redraft value in the nutsack. And so it is what it is. I can't control what these teams are going to do. If anybody thinks my fantasy football abilities and ability to predict a rising star, a talent, which I think we do pretty damn good on this channel overall, or people wouldn't be here. We do a really good job of picking the big calls. I have zero control over the teams. I have zero control over moronic decisions. I have zero control over where Luther Burden goes. I can only tell you that he's a monster, but now he's been handcuffed. He's got one hand cuffed to his right leg. He's got the other hand cuffed around his neck to his armpit, and they cut off 4 of his toes. That's what Burden's doing right now. That's how Burden's doing. Burden's doing a lot worse than I am. So it is what it is. Who's on the clock right now? The Buffalo Bills. Who'd the Bills take? Defensive tackle Sanders. Defensive tackle Sanders. Bills. And the Chicago Bears. What did the Bears get? I'm sure they got the Bills pick. You know that by chance?
Yeah. So the Bills traded 56, 62, and 109 to Chicago for 41, 72, and 240.
Okay. So the Bears get this pick and they take so the Jets are on the clock. God, I'd rather have Luther Burden to the Jets. And that would have been like one of those things where like, oh man, Garrett Wilson almost escaped. And then now I'm looking at the Luther Burden. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, man. So it's going to be Sanders. He's a defensive tackle. Sanders, there we go. So Sanders, so the Jets are on the clock. Have the Jets picked yet? I'm a little bit behind on my rant.
No, well, I haven't seen anything on Twitter yet, but they're just announcing the Bills pick.
This is freaking insane. I knew we were going to get kicked in the nutsack. But you know what? C-Mac in the building. C-Mac, I love the Niner fan base. So mad at the Williams pick, and now they act like they love it. Your fan base will get behind anything, which is awesome in one respect. The Niner fan base, they'll support their guys, but you'll also write guys off like that. A player gets traded or he gets hurt, you absolutely write him off. You treat him like trash. But when your player's doing good, or you sign somebody, you draft somebody, your whole fan base was irate about that pick. I saw comments going crazy, and now all of a sudden he's the best player ever drafted. This is crazy. I love it. C-Mac, my boy. Go follow my boy C-Mac. Okay, yeah. Smitty hates the Bills. Okay, Lucas. Smitty hates the Bills. Yeah, Lucas. I hate the Bills. The Bills are the worst team in the league. They're only my Lucas. Lucas.
I do think there's a chance the Patriots trade Ramondre.
Just for that, Lucas, you're going in timeout. How long should I put Lucas in timeout for? Let's go 5 minutes. Keep it up, Lucas.
5 is a good. Yeah.
Did he say did I hate the Bears or did he say the Bills? Oh, he said the Bears. He said the Bears. I'm sorry. Hey, Lucas. Lucas, come back at 5. My fault. My mind's a little bit all over the place. I'm a little rattled right now, Lucas.
Hey.
You're in timeout, but I'm sorry.
Taylor.
Okay, tight end, Jets, Mason Taylor. Lucas, I'm sorry. You said Bears. I read it. There was 2 messages. Someone said the Bills, and then when I read the message and looked back, it moved and it saw Bills. I'm sorry, Lucas. Let me send Lucas to Saturn while he waits.
To Jupiter.
Or Jupiter. Lucas, come back. Lucas, come back. I'm sorry, Lucas. Niners are on the clock. C-Mac, what are the Niners doing here? Poor Lucas. Lucas is out in the cold for no reason. Oh, poor. He's probably one of the biggest fans of the show, too. He's probably just... No, I think Lucas does give me a hard time on the Bears. So maybe he deserved timeout. Okay, we got Taylor. This is a good pick. I mean, I don't know how I feel about Taylor. Like, is he going to be a Dalton Schultz? Is he going to be Kraft? Pretty decent upside guy.
Yeah.
Lucas, come back. Come back. Wilson, come back. Lucas, you're not the first person to ever be put in timeout on accident. And you're also not the first person, as so-and-so said, to be put in timeout, then go to Saturn in the same 30 seconds. That's happened before. C-Mac says, O-line or Will Johnson. I don't know if the Niners are good enough drafters without Adam Peters to draft Will Johnson. We'll see. Yeah, Taylor's pretty decent. I just don't know if, will he be Kraft or Schultz? He's not going to be a Brock Bowers, or he won't be a Loveland.
You know what's crazy is that Loveland's basically a wide receiver on top of it.
I know.
He's not a huge block.
No,
they're just going to go 6 wide.
Loveland doesn't block. Not to mention, bro, Caleb can't play in structure or in the pocket. He doesn't know how. So, what are you doing?
That's what they're doing then. Just having everyone run out as receivers and just.
I don't get what Ryan Poles is insane. The Ethan saying Smitty likes Josh Allen. You don't have to explain. He didn't say I didn't like the Bills. He said I didn't like the Bears. The chat moved when I did a double take when I was reading them all. Smitty likes that, and when I look back, it moved and it said Bills. Okay, so we got mother freaking 731 on YouTube in the building. Woosa. Love the landing spot for Hendy. Travis, you haven't really commented on it enough, I think. Do you have some concerns, some honest, truthful concerns that he'll be limited in New England because of the presence of Stevenson? Or are you like me, where you say Vrabel drafted him? He drafted him in the 2nd round, at the top of the 2nd round. The draft capital's there. The type of player, well, real quickly, the type of player that he is Breece Hall, Jahmyr Gibbs, which can't handle an 18. Doesn't mean he's a bad player. He's just a certain kind of player. He can't handle an 18 to 22 carry per game workload. You don't want to give him that. So you have to have a grind it out between the tackle player. So Stevenson's ideal for that because he hasn't been able to wow anybody lately. So what do you want him to have, a better player than Stevenson, where he's kind of looks like he's kind of tailing off a little bit? This is a fantastic spot for me. Not to mention, if you love Drake May and you want the ball to matriculate down the field, it's a give and a take. It's a reciprocation. It's a one thing helps the other. If this man, Henderson, is the best pass blocking 3rd down back in the draft class, and I'll answer for you, he is, then being there to protect Drake May allows the football to matriculate down the field, which puts Henderson in turn near the goal line more often. What do you think on this? And did he move to your number 2
Yeah.
running back over Hampton, or do you like Hampton more still? As honest as you can, let me know.
No, I like Trevon over Hampton since the beginning. He was my number 2.
But with the landing spot.
Yeah, even with he's still my number 2.
Yeah.
But
Damn,
everything you said, I agree with. And on top of that, you got to remember, Josh McDaniels is the OC, and he loves guys who can catch passes. He loves the pass catching back. He loves the running back that can be involved. You know, he would always have a James White type or something like that. Now he has a guy who can do it all. And if you think about it, Ramondre can do it all too. So, like you said, if they keep Ramondre, there's plenty of carries to go around for both of them. Or if they could trade Ramondre too. But
40. Yeah. Man. Look, let's let me get some more people on the phone line. Dial in. Ron Navy's been there for a while. God, Ron, you were quiet. Ron, what can I do for you? I forgot you were there. I apologize.
Ron?
Ron, I got you there.
Congrats.
Got it, Tyler.
Nice
Yeah. You
So
like
Smitty,
it?
yeah, I'm excited for that.
So I'm wondering, okay, if you were the Bears GM, who would you taken in that spot?
Who would I have taken? Well,
Yeah.
That's a trick question because I don't like Caleb Williams, so I wouldn't have taken that job. But if you forced me to go there, I would have taken Hendy because Hendy is my favorite running back. But that's a tough question to answer from my vantage point because I don't want him going there because I know how that organization's run. So it's an almost impossible question to answer. Hendy was the pick. Burden was not the pick. Hendy was the pick. You could have come in and got another wide receiver later. You didn't even need Burden there. So at the end of the day, though, Ron, the answer goes back to round 1. The answer goes back to Ryan Poles and the Bears should have taken Hampton at 10 instead of reaching on Loveland. Reaching on Loveland was a bigger reach than reaching on Hampton. And everyone's like, you can't take Hampton at 10. Yeah, you can. And you should have. And he's JT. You should have taken Hampton at 10, and then you'd have a different flexibility over here in the second round. So that would be the ultimate answer because I can't really tell you I wouldn't take Hendy. I would have taken Hendy. You know what? I might have taken Caleb Williams. Or, I'm sorry, Shedeur Sanders to replace Caleb Williams. That's who I might have taken. With one of these picks, I would have taken, because the Bears had the 37 and 39. I would have traded Caleb Williams. Yeah, Ron, you want to ask me the real truth? Here's the real truth. I would have traded Caleb Williams. I would have taken Shedeur or Milroe. You know, let's go crafty. Let's go Milroe. I take Milroe. I take Henderson. Or no, I take Hampton at 10. I take Milroe here. Or no, I take Luther Burden here. And I trade away DJ Moore. I'd make it my own team, Ron. So I would take Burden, but I wouldn't keep DJ Moore and I'd go in a different direction. It'd be crazy.
Okay.
I'd be trading everybody.
All right. I just think no matter, you hate their GM so bad that no matter what player he would have picked, either it would piss you off because it would be a valuable player that you wanted to see go somewhere else, or it would be actually a crappy pick and you'd bag him for that because he's picking a stupid dumb player. So I think either way you wouldn't have been happy with whatever. No,
I know that's the way it appears, but he's continuing to take stupid picks, Ron. He's continuing to take stupid picks. So I know it appears that way. If he would have taken an offensive lineman, I would have said that's a great pick. If he would have taken Hampton at 10, I would have said it was a great pick. I wouldn't have loved it, but I disagree. I know what you're thinking. I know what you're saying, but Hampton was the right call. I would not have. I was mocking Hampton to go to 10 for weeks. So I don't think it's a bad pick. I think it was the smart move. It limits Hampton comparatively to a Denver or to a Washington Commanders, but it was, and I said this over and over, is one of the best landing spots for him, but it was at the bottom of that elite list of great landing spots. So I don't know. I think I was pretty open-minded and very, very telegraphing of what I think Ryan Poles should have done to make a good pick. So I disagree with you. I know how it looks though, because I'm ripping him left and right. Fine. But I mean, I told everyone
just throwing it out there.
Yeah, I just how can you defend Loveland at 10. How can you, like, I mean, they have Cole Kmet, who's a pretty good tight end. I don't know that Loveland will be better than Cole Kmet. I don't know that. I certainly wouldn't spend the 10 pick to figure it out. And like Travis said, it's like, is he a blocking tight end on any level? Not really. And then you draft Luther Burden when you don't even need like you're talking to Keenan Allen, like you're talking to bringing back Keenan Allen. Maybe I think he could go to the Chargers, but I don't know. This is ridiculous. Ryan Poles getting patted on the back, and everyone thought he's a superstar in the war room. I wonder what the real Bears fans are thinking. It seemed like the Bears fans here, which might be maybe a little influenced by my tirades. I would love to know what the real Bears fans think. Raiders, Browns, and Steelers need a QB. Yeah. Guesses as to who drafts who.
What do you think? The Rams? The Rams are coming up. What do you think the Rams do? Do they take Shedeur
or Milroe?
Or do you think Las Vegas? And if neither one of them takes Shedeur, where's Shedeur go?
I think Shedeur could go to Seattle at 52. I think Shedeur could go to the Raiders at 48. I think Shedeur could go 46 to the Rams. I think Milroe could go to each one of those spots as well. If the Colts were smart, they would take one. I don't care if they've got, they don't believe in their quarterbacks. So like why? So there goes some of the QB predictions there, BBQ. That answers your question. And then Jeremy with a super chat. Cowboys take Shedeur, trade Dak to Cleveland for. It can't happen, Jeremy, because of the new contract. You can't trade a freshly signed player. The dead cap, the way contracts are structured so that teams can spend money early on is you can't trade somebody that you just signed to a mega, multi quarterback $1 million deal. Like you just can't. There's no chance whatsoever. Michael K CPA came in with a freaking amazing super chat last night. He got picked off at the end. I DM'd you. I think you saw it. I DM'd you on IG. Please give me an answer because I want to reward you for your absolute amazingness. Sanders to the Rams makes sense. Michael K CPA. Michael K CPA. He is here to stay. Appreciate you, Michael K. You're my man.
Boys on edge.
I love Michael K. It makes me happy to see him back in the live streams. Okay. I'm sorry. Who did the Niners take? I'm way behind.
Niners took a defensive tackle, I believe. Cowboys just took Ezeraku from BC.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mason Taylor. Okay, sorry, I'm so behind. So Niners took Collins, defensive tackle. What is everything?
Who was it?
Collins? Alfred Collins? I'll be honest, I'm not real versed on him. I don't know. The Niners they're replacing a lot of their holes on defense because they let everyone go. But Collins, defensive tackle, I'm not real versed on him. I'll be honest. I know a lot of these guys pretty well, but Collins, I'm not super versed on. What's everybody think of Collins? Cardinals take.
I don't know a ton about him either.
Okay, so the Colts are on the clock, and the Dallas Cowboys took
Ezeraku.
Okay. Edge. Yeah, he's a pretty decent pick.
Yeah, he was decent.
But I mean, why not go running back here? I know the running backs. Are going to fall, but Dallas needs a running back more than almost any team left on the board. Ezeraku. Did I spell that right? It's got a wild name. Ezeraku. I think I got it. Ezeraku. Oh, man. So Rams are on deck. The Colts are on the clock. Samson to Dallas. I wish it was true, but I mean, maybe later. Yeah, maybe later. Jeremy with a super chat. Jeremy says, what about Shedeur to the Colts? I mean, we talked about it. LA's definitely, and there's a lot of talk that Shedeur could fall to round 3 now, but I still think the Raiders, I think Tom Brady seems like the kind of guy that's going to overlook all of this BS and say, nope, I could work with Shedeur, take him 48. That's a good value too. Or Milroe or Shedeur 48. The Raiders would be stupid not to grab a QB. One of those two QBs. Guys, tell me I'm not the best GM in football by this. Okay, tell me. I'm honest. I'm asking you. if we go back to day one and you hand me the reins of this Cleveland Brown team and you say, hey, Smitty, make it make sense. Go build us a championship. And you trade down, right? You trade this pick down. Let's say that was already done, and you don't take Hunter. You
Colts
take
edge too. Colts pick is in.
Tuimoluau. Edge. Okay, so
Yep.
I make this trade because the trade was good. You get a future first rounder. You could even use that as ammunition. Tell me I'm not the best GM in the league, okay? Now, some of you, this is going to be hard to hear for some of you, but I'm thinking football. I'm not thinking fantasy. Okay, are you ready? Smitty, I called the Shadur to the Raiders first. I mean, bro, they've been in the mix. It's not like you're taking ownership of. But okay, so anyway, sure, you can have it. It's yours. You're the man. Okay, tell me I'm not the best GM in football. Ready? Trade the 2 down to the 5. Get the first rounder. Okay, draft Ashton Genty with the number 5 overall pick. This is going to be hard to hear. Fantasy worlds are gonna. This is think football right now. I want you to put your football cap on. Round 2, you circle in. Round 2, you've got Genty. You take Luther Burden or Shadur or Milrow. You take
Rams.
one of those 2 QBs and you take Luther Burden. And you know what I'd even do? If I'm an NFL GM, I'm not thinking fantasy, I trade the first rounder that I just got in some sort of trade down to get a second, so a first to a second. Actually, hold back on that. How much do you think Breece Hall would cost? How much do you think Breece Hall would cost right now? The second?
Third rounder.
The second?
Well, now that they got their offensive line guy, I think his value is up, isn't it?
I'm not trading my first for anything else. You know what I'm going to do? I'm trading a second or third rounder for Breece Hall. I bring Breece Hall and Genty together. I take Milrow or Sanders and I draft Luther Burden, and I have the best setup for the future offensively. Defense, focus on defense the rest of the draft. You trade a second and a fourth, or a third and a fourth for Breece Hall. You have a Thunder and Lightning. You have Breece Hall, Ashton Genty. I understand fantasy worlds are like, what are you doing? But if I'm the GM of the Bears, or of the Browns, I'm drafting Genty. I'm taking Milrow or Sanders. I'm drafting Luther Burden. And I'm trading a second and a fourth for Breece Hall. And I have the best team you could possibly assemble. All right, where are we at? The Colts took
the
Rams on the clock.
Rams just took tight end Terrence Ferguson. Good pick.
Wow. Okay, so the Colts take let's see here. I gotta catch up. It's a good pick, but like, man, I can't believe everyone's got the balls to continue to let these QBs fall just because everybody says they're gonna fall. It's crazy to me. Rams.
What do you think Deion's saying right now? Deion's talking shit. You know that in the back.
I know. Cardinals are on the clock. Maybe the Cardinals take Shadur or Milrow. I hope so. Okay, so Ferguson went to the Rams.
Yep.
Right? Okay, so Ferguson, the tight end out of what, Oregon? Yeah, he's out of Oregon.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ferguson out of Oregon. Cardinals on the clock. I don't know what the Cardinals could go. They could go wide receiver here. In the first round, the Cardinals selected, let me pull up the board, Nolan, which was a great pick. But what pick was that? It was 16. Nolan was a great pick. Defensive tackle, Walter Nolan. The Niners wanted him. I think the Niner fan base wanted him at 11. They're pretending that they like Michael Williams at 11, but they wanted Nolan, the majority of the fan base. So the Cardinals took Walter Nolan, great pick, defensive tackle, and now the Cardinals are on the clock here. Going defense in round 1, I think they might lean. Yeah, they could go Will Johnson, Elgin. That's a good call here. But Yeah, I think this wide receiver does make sense. Okay, Raiders. Bengals are do Bengals? Oh, guys, the Bengals go running back here. Remember, they had top 30. They had handfuls of top 30 running back visits. So, you got to think that they're still thinking running back at 49. No one's saying they don't need defense and they shouldn't probably go defense. But who here is thinking that the Chase Brown value gets kicked in the sack? Will Johnson, Cardinals.
Maybe they go Noel.
Cardinals take Will Johnson. Cardinals
they go Noel.
I don't think. Maybe Cardinals take Will Johnson. Cardinals are doing great.
That's a great pick. As long as his knee is okay long term.
Yeah,
because that's why he fell. But he could have went top 15. The way they were talking before, top 15, top 20.
Yeah, Cardinals are drafting well.
Yeah.
Wow. Cardinals are doing good. Let me see what the Quad Box boys are saying. I know that they're Cardinals to the moon. Cardinals draft A+. I'm going to send them and see what they say. And they're probably going to shit on it and go, yeah, the Cardinals are still going to be bad. Your quarterback still stinks. That's what I got my San Francisco 49er friends, the Quad Box. It's me versus 3 of them in our private chats and the Instagram live streams. And I'm going at them by myself all the time. Cardinals versus the Niners. And no matter what I do or no matter what the Cardinals do, they're always lesser to the Niner fan base. I like Shedeur over Kyler. I would honestly, and as much as I am getting excited about what Kyler's attitude, is like right now, 912 of you on YouTube, by the way, hit that thumb up button and subscribe. I would rather trade Kyler, get a piece, and take a fresh shot at Shedeur. You can laugh at me all you want.
Kyler's more mobile.
I don't. Yeah, but Kyler's a great athlete, but Kyler's a great athlete, but Kyler's not, an elite quarterback. But I'm excited about Kyler more than I was for sure. But I just, if I could get the chance to swap him out, I would. Will Johnson. He's saying, who did they take?
Do you think Denver goes after somebody like Scadaboo?
In round 3 probably, but maybe, bro. I mean, look at Ricky Pearsall went early. Last year, way early. I'm not sorry the Niner fans keep catching strays. I see the comments, but I mean, it's the only example I can give you. The Ricky Pearsall was a mid-second round, rated player, and he got drafted in round 1. So Scadaboo could go anywhere. He could go to the freaking Bengals here, but he most likely will go in 3rd round based on the pacing of the running backs. So we will see. Who knows? Super chat. Appreciate you. Jaime says, as a Bears fan, I'm disheartened. More Adunze, Zacchaeus, Komet, and we draft a tight end plus a wide receiver and leave Swift as our running back and no other backup. Well, you still got Poles has to go. I agree with you, Jaime. Poles is the worst GM in the league, but you still have a lot of running backs on the board. And I'm afraid that Ryan Poles is not done stabbing me in the back. Ryan Poles, he's taking Scadaboo and Sampson, ready to just stick it right in my back.
Yeah, both of them.
Yeah, so they'll draft some RBs for sure. Yeah. I think the Saints made a big mistake taking Shook instead of freaking Sanders or Milrow. Saints are a dumb organization too. They're a dumb organization.
That's odd. If you're gonna do that, just wait till next year. I mean, I don't know. Maybe Shook or whatever his name is good. But
you think a lot of teams are maybe not taking who you think this year because they're holding out for Archie Manning next year?
Well,
there was talk that Archie might stay in school and play another year in college.
Yeah, it's Arch, not Archie.
There's a few next year.
Arch Manning.
Archie.
Well, Archie's his great grandfather. I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, Arch might not come out. You're going to need the one pick to get Arch. So you can't even guarantee that. That's like, saying I'm going to hold out on playing, the lottery because I plan on winning it next year. Like it's still very hard to get the one pick. You have to be the worst team, and teams screw it up in the final week. So Arch is not that attainable.
The Texans are up.
Okay, so
they just traded
with the Bengals or the Raiders?
With the Raiders, yeah. The Texans gave up their third-round pick, or one of their third-rounders.
Raiders keep moving back.
Did the Texans keep their 58 then? Or they
I think they gave that up too.
Okay. So Texans go here. Raiders go to 58 then?
That's like the third time the Raiders have went back. Right there it is. So the Texans received the second round pick, the 48. Raiders received the 58 and 99.
Raiders received the 58.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. All right. So Raiders are down at 58. Let me put that here. All right, Houston.
Maybe.
Maybe
they know Shedor's going to be available to them, so they keep dropping back because better value and
do you think
picking up draft capital as they go back.
Do you think that the Texans have the balls to take a running back here?
They could. They should. Who would it be? Scadaboo or Sampson or Caleb Johnson? One of those.
The guy that has the most draft value here is Caleb, unfortunately.
Maybe they go with another wide receiver.
Let's see here. About 700 of you in YouTube hit the my boy Ross said the Cardinals are cooking. They finally gave my Cardinals some credit. Yeah, I mean, look, Will Johnson and Nolan, I mean, the defense is going to be lit. And they're a scrappy D anyway. They're a scrappy team. So this is good. Good field position, good attitude by Kyler. I'm excited. Again, would I take Shedeur over Kyler? I'm just telling you honestly, I would. But doesn't mean I'm not getting excited about Kyler's newfound attitude. So we'll see. Texans are trading up. Okay. You don't have an announcement yet. Kevin Williams with the super chat. Hey, C7, make sure you email me. And Michael K. CPA, make sure you get back to my message. Appreciate you. I am a Patriots fan and agree with you on Hendy being the second best running back in this class. What a steal for the Patriots. Hendy to the moon. Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate you. Henderson is a mother freaking. Let me play for those that don't know who the best values in fantasy football 2025 are. Let me show you the Supernovas that has had Hunter on it for the longest time before anybody even thought he was going to play wide receiver because everybody brainwashed you. But this channel, Hendy's been on there for the longest time. Let me present to you the Supernovas for 2025.
There are handfuls of Saturn, Mars, and Moon men, but only 8 can be supernovas. I give you the 8 best picks in fantasy football.
They are the 8 supernovas. They are the 8 supernovas. The hateful 8 supernovas.
Those are last year's graduating class.
I'm looking at the 8
Look at these monsters. I love how Hunter and BTJ.
The magnificent 8.
I got Hunter and BTJ on it, which is wild when you really think about it. But the thing that's crazy about that is, like, what's that mean for T-Law? Like, T-Law has to be Baker Mayfield this year. And Liam Cohen did that. He's the one that brought Baker back from the dead. So, I mean, damn. Like, this might be the year that T-Law is like a monster superflex QB, and like in hindsight, you should have considered him as an 8 or 9 or 10 quarterback in a 1 QB. But woo,
Pickett's in.
Jacksonville doing it live.
Well, his draft stock and underdog will definitely go up with getting
Yeah.
Hunter.
Will Johnson, what a great pick. Okay, offensive tackle.
Oh, nice pick, Texans. Here we go to
Irsay. Wow, that's a good pick.
They're rebuilding the line for Stroud.
Okay, running back alert. Bengals on the clock. Running back watch. The Bengals take.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't bury Chase.
Irsay. Yeah, this is a good.
I think they go defense again.
Yeah, they should. They should, and they probably will. But to have multiple, top 30 visits with multiple running backs, it makes you wonder when you're sitting here at 49 that you aren't strongly considering it, or why did you have top 30 visits? You know what I mean? But sometimes these guys are set on certain things, and they'll have a top 30 visit with somebody they are looking at a little bit later, just to make sure, like, hey, that's where we are questioning it more than the front part of the draft. We know what we want to do here more so than we want to do in the second round. So let's use a visit. So it's possible. But we got Wes in the building. Wes, we got a new phone line, by the way. So, like, technically speaking, you won't be blocked when you call in. Just, keep it
out.
Keep it as tame as you can. Don't get blocked again. Wes says, hi, I've been listening to every show since winning my league last year. We are not alone on this planet. Shannon is happy. The show has a new number. Yeah, that way you don't have to use. He got blocked for being Wes. And Wes, I don't know why you left. We have Gump. He's out of control. You're out of control. Like, I'm just being honest. But we got Gump who's out of control. We have Denny who's out of control. You're part of the whack pack in a sense. But just, keep it calm, and you don't have to try and take over every show like you were doing for a minute there. But yeah, he had to use Shannon, his girl's phone, because he got blocked. And then we let him back on, but we couldn't unblock his number. So he had to call in from his girl's phone. Thank you for the $5 hauler. Wes, let me send you to
Jupiter.
To Jupiter. You haven't gone to Jupiter in a while.
Linebacker. Yep.
If
Cincinnati went linebacker.
Okay.
Knight.
Demetrius Knight.
Chase Brown
okay. Yeah, Chase Brown surviving. Demetrius Knight Jr. Only problem with Chase Brown is that these RBs are going to slip. So I don't even know that it really.
Yep.
Third round running back, second round running back. It's probably the same name. This class is so good.
Just every pick is a good one though that he survived.
Yeah. Okay. So Knight Jr. That's a good pick. Hell, look, anything. Yeah. Anything that helps this defense, bro. And it was the right call to go D. It really was. Why did my Knight get spelled wrong? Hold on. I swear my autocorrect is crazy. It autocorrects to the weirdest stuff that's not even right. All right, there we go. Knight Jr. on the clock. Seattle, right? Seattle, pick is in. Pick is in. Who's Seattle taking? Did you hear the commissioner wanted to maybe take the timer down to 7 minutes next year, and then give every team it's like a timeout. You get a 2-minute extension. You use one time. So if you push your limit and you're gonna,
how about just make the clock shorter and get a move on?
Time extension.
What, Travis?
I'm saying, how about just make the clock shorter and just get a move on with it? We don't need timeouts and stuff. It's already long enough.
Yeah, well, they're just saying move it down to 7.
But they gotta have time for. They gotta have time for all these commercials that they show and all their sponsors.
That's exactly it, Ron.
Yeah, so I don't know. What are you thinking then?
Yeah.
He'll probably take it back once he realizes it was a bad idea. Okay, so.
Yeah, because look, every 2 seconds they're going to commercial.
Look, 7
and then
minutes.
Tomorrow's even going to be worse. Once they get past the third round, they fall so far behind. All these picks are getting, and they're talking about players that were taken in the first and second, and not even covering
what they
people that are getting drafted.
They could end up having some sort of longer pregame type of thing. they could have some sort of like, day 1 and day 2 can get combined in one day. That way, because the viewership of day 2 is probably so much lower than day 1, and the viewership, like it goes down. So it probably makes sense to cram 2 rounds into one day, and then you get the same amount of commercial breaks, and then you're kind of just throwing the other days to the wind that you're not making as much money on anyway. It probably makes sense. They probably thought it out. NFL and ESPN ain't passing up that money, but I think it would end up being the same at the end of the day, because I highly doubt the viewership is even good at the end of it at all. Plus, you could probably charge more. They'll figure something out. All right, Broncos sent 51 to the Panthers, so there's a trade here. The Seahawks, did the Seahawks make a trade? So Broncos sent 51.
I haven't seen.
Their
No,
pick is
pick is
in.
in. It says. I am. As a Patriots fan, I'd love for the Patriots to get Trey Harris.
All right,
Big
so
receiver. I'd be real happy.
the biggest winners and losers of the draft so far. Losers, Burden's on there. God, that sucks. It took a little balls to put him on there before the draft started, but I got kicked right in the nutsack right at the start of it. So it is what it is. I love that about this show. It's part of what we do here. We get up, we fall down, we get back up. I still love Burden. Doesn't change how I feel about him, but I can't control what a team's going to do. I have zero control over what Ryan Poles is going to do. So winners, I'm going to say, I think Hendy's a big winner. I'm not saying he's the number one winner, but I think Hendy's a big winner. Genty's a huge winner. I think Tet McMillan is a huge winner. Golden is a big winner. Hampton, I don't think is a winner. I think he could be next year. And I think he could be mid-season. But I don't think his situation is one of those you're like, winner. It's kind of like, it'll probably be fine. It's like the lights will come on and you'll be able to find your way out. It's not something that's crazy. But I do believe he doesn't deserve to be a winner. Guys in the chat, shoot off your picks. How is Burden a loser? Says Lockett. What do you mean? Loveland
In the landing spot.
Loveland loser. Loveland. I could see that. Dart's a winner, sure. And then the impact to everybody. Who else are big winners and losers? Everybody drop obviously we're not talking about Smitty, your bias.
Atlanta. Atlanta.
Your bias is showing Jersey. You're right.
Yeah,
I've called the Bears right to a T.
All took Elijah Arroyo, tight end.
All year. Last year I called your Bears to a T. You have zero room to talk. Winner, Judkins for sure.
Oh no, someone had it wrong.
Arroyo.
Okay, it was Arroyo because someone else said they took a different Elijah.
The Broncos running back watch, baby.
Nope, they traded back. Carolina has the next pick.
Yeah.
Yep.
Damn.
What is it? I wonder what the Broncos have, like a couple running backs they like, or they're just gonna.
I don't know. Did the Broncos get the 57 in that trade?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Let me screenshot this damn thing. These trades have been kind of, they're almost like insignificant, but there's a lot of them. Okay, so Broncos, there we go.
Yeah.
Damn. What do the Carolina Panthers do here?
Maybe offensive line.
I would say defense or offensive line, somewhere in here.
It'd be smart to keep going down the road they're going, which is, it's all about Bryce Young. It's all about making sure he succeeds. Be smart with it. Losers, short term, Egbuka. That, yeah, you know what? You got to be honest about the situation, and I'm as unbiased, unlike what's his name said. Egbuka, it is what it is. Egbuka, but I think it could be good long term, just like Hampton could be good long term. Bryce Young's a winner, but we're really just writing the rookies down. Tyler Warren's kind of a winner, I think, because he's the only guy. He's gonna get tons of work. Who else is a winner loser? Hunter's a winner, I think.
Oh, Nick Scordon to the Panthers. That's a good pick.
Hunter is a winner.
Oh yeah, then went defense edge.
Yep.
Yeah, Scordon's not bad. Okay, is Seattle still on the clock right here?
No.
Who's got
No,
they took Arroyo.
Tennessee's on the clock.
So Tennessee has
Seattle took Elijah Arroyo.
Okay, so Seattle has, or Tennessee has the 52 pick.
Yeah.
Yep.
As of right now.
What pick did Tennessee originally have?
Number 1.
No, in this round.
Oh.
I
don't know. Have they traded?
Yeah.
They had 35 originally.
Okay, thank you. 35. Scordon. And then 35 you said? Okay, so I got it.
Yeah, that was the original pick.
Okay, thank you. I just had to take a screenshot of that and drop that on here. So Tennessee, what's Tennessee do here? Could they go RB?
Their pick is in.
Better not after Cam Ward talking about Pollard and
no. Who's the best running back in the league?
Pollard and Spears.
Who's the best receiver? Burke. Burke's the
yeah. He said that too. Yeah.
Burke's the best. Chicago's got the 62. Okay, is that true? Jeez. We got someone else on the phone line?
Yeah, because Buffalo had 62. So.
Okay, so Chicago
has 56 coming up. Yeah, 56. They got Buffalo's 56.
Edge, that's who Tennessee took, is Aladejo. UCLA Edge.
Aladejo. Okay.
Yeah.
So are the Bucks on the clock then, or do I have the board right? Travis, can you look at my board?
Yeah, the Bucks are on right now.
Look at the rest of the board to see if it looks right, Travis. All right. Aladejo.
Oh, wow. I mean, a little early.
Yeah, you think the Bears are going to get a running back coming up soon? They're not sticking with Swift. Aladejo goes 52. Bucks are on the clock. Please don't take an RB. don't do it. I mean, you literally took a Egbuka, so they could do anything. We have no clue what this Bucks team's going to do, to be honest. No. Yeah, Judkins definitely helped his value.
Oh, their pick is in.
Warren helped his value.
Yeah, your board is all set.
Okay, thanks. Terry Roberts, appreciate you, bro. All right, here we go. Terry to the moon. Don't give polls more picks. Good God, says Mike. I love that Mike, who's a Bears fan, is being honest right now, at least. He says, don't give polls anymore.
He's been realistic, yeah.
He was, Mike didn't like, some of the predictions, and he's being honest right now. So that's good. I like Mike. Higgins is a winner. Yeah, Higgins could be a winner. What else we got here?
You don't think Mbuka's a winner?
Who?
Mbuka?
Long term, I said.
No.
But not
long term, yeah.
Not short term, no. He can't be.
You said McMillan, right?
But long term, he could be. McMillan, Ted McMillan, yeah, he's a winner.
Like him.
I like him more. I still don't know where, but I like him more. I mean, he's unbiased. His situation is good.
I like him a lot.
The odds of an injury happening are pretty high there.
That's why long term it makes sense.
Either Evans.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's why long term, but not initially. Not
kind of sucks for McMillan. Jalen McMillan.
Yeah, that sucks. I mean, at least you got like 4 really good weapons, but yeah, like by mid-season, Igbokwe will start again. Like I said with McMillan, remember I predicted that at some point McMillan would be the only starter, that Evans and Godwin would both be out at some point for multiple games. I really think that Igbokwe will be the number 1 starter for multiple games, but it's going to take a little time. He's not going to be amazing right away. It's just unfortunate, but it could be quietly good for the future. I'm here to
think
party.
Godwin's annoyed?
Appreciate you, Terry, dropping that. He's here to party. Smitty Scatterboot to the Bears. It might be Elgin. I hope not, but it definitely feels like Ryan Poles is going to stab me right in the back. What, Travis?
I was going to say, do you think Godwin's a little bit annoyed that he took less money to stay there and they got 2 young receivers now, or you think it just doesn't phase them?
I don't know. It's so weird because some of these players, they really don't see things like we do. They don't.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I probably would be a little bit annoyed, I suppose. You know, it's kind of like if you're at, those of you in the work field, the normal workplace, if somebody created another or brought in another person at your position when there's clearly a need at other positions within your floor or whatever, and you were good, but they come in and they say, we're gonna get someone to do your job, and it's kind of additional, you'd probably be like, I don't know, like it makes me feel like you guys are doubting me a little bit, and we got other needs, so why are you making that call? Yeah, Chris Godwin had a great beginning to the year, and then he got hurt, and it's hard to really, know what he's going to bring to the table for multiple years. I certainly got to a point where I liked Godwin a little bit, but then, okay, so the Bucs are taking cornerback Benjamin Morrison. So Green Bay's on the clock at pick 54.
But sometimes bringing in somebody competition makes these veterans on the team play harder.
I mean, that's an optimistic way of looking at it. Let me switch this out. So Morris.
Who's the best fantasy relevant guys left?
Let me pull that up in 1 second here. Hold on 1 second. A caller I just added. If you could mute yourself.
Yes, Jalen Noel.
Morrison. Let me put Morrison up here. From wide receivers that are the best value.
Just fantasy relevant in general. Obviously, the running backs, they're going to go. But yeah, I guess wide receiver because tight ends are gone.
So
Jalen Noel, is he the top guy?
The top rookies I would say that are available right now would be Kyle Williams, Isaiah Bond, Savion Williams, Trey Harris. Those would be those guys I like more than Noel. Then at running back, you've got Scatterbo, you've got Dylan Sampson, you got Tootin, you got Caleb Johnson, you got RJ Harvey, you got Devin Neal, and that's about the end of the road there. You got Milroe, Shador, and like Will Howard and Ewers. Those are the top offensive skill position players currently left on the clock. Let me get this caller in here real quick. 619, what's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello, Smitty. This is me, Sebastian. I just barely realized you got a new number. I haven't been here in a while.
What's up, Sebastian?
How you doing?
I'm good, bro. We're just waiting for the Denver Broncos to grab one of these running backs. Hopefully, Scatterbo goes super early to Denver. Because, look, there's one thing that Sean Payton will do. Give 2 shits about ADP. He doesn't care. He's not risking the biscuit whatsoever. So if he did want to get Scatterbo, he would reach. He doesn't care. But yeah, I'm hoping we do get an RB here at 57 to the Broncos. I'm hoping we get Shador Milroe at 58 to the Raiders. I'm hoping the Bears don't snipe Scatterbo at 56. I don't think they'll take him that early, but the Bears, Ryan Poles, will do anything, as you've seen. What can I do for you, my boy Sebastian?
Yeah, you can call me a casual or whatever, but is it crazy to just be super stoked about Judkins' landing spot because, I mean,
No,
realistically,
it's great.
I think he has a lot of upside for where he went in the draft and the landing spot.
My unbiased take is that he could be running back 3, like based on the landing spot. But the landing, I like Henderson better. I'm just saying you could make a strong argument because I told you at the beginning of the entire thing that Cleveland was one of my favorite landing spots, and I kind of quietly wanted Genty to go there at first. I'm very happy where Genty is, but so Cleveland's great. But I think Henderson's talent and his landing spot being good will overwhelm and still make him better. But yeah, Judkins could be tied for 3rd, 4th. But if Denver takes Scadaboo, we still got a lot of potential things that could happen. Washington could take Tootin or Scadaboo. What if Scadaboo goes to the Commanders at 61 or something like that? Like then all of a sudden, do we like Judkins in Cleveland or Scadaboo in Washington? Or Tootin in Washington? It's crazy what a day how much a day changes things. Because coming out of round 1, it felt like no running back can compete with Hampton. Well, Judkins just landed in Cleveland, and one could make an argument if they wanted to. It's not crazy to say that Judkins is their 2nd favorite running back. It's totally understandable. It's not mine, but it's totally understandable.
And what happened to Shador, like in real life? Like I thought he was a top 10 pick consensus.
He was a top 3. He was
ago.
A top 2 to 3 pick, but the media tore him down, and the decision makers in the very select environments where he would go, bro. It's not like there's 32 teams wanting to take him.
Took a tackle.
It's definitely one of those things where there's 4, 5, 6 landing spots, and if all 6 of those guys get influenced, then it is what it is. Like and it doesn't. It's crazy to me. So we got Belton goes to the Green Bay Packers. The Chargers are on the clock here. Belton to the Packers. What do the Chargers do here? I mean, they could go. They could go wide receiver.
Yeah.
Belton. Okay, on the clock. Chargers could go.
I mean, I'm looking at the board.
Kyle
right
Williams.
And who's
Kyle
to
Williams.
say that the Panthers couldn't have picked Shador? Like, I mean, that's a good value, and it's not like Bryce Young's been very good either.
Bryce Young's been he's turned it. He's turned it
really good.
Yeah, Bryce Young turned it around, bro. They're not going to do that. The kind of statement that makes to draft a quarterback when Bryce Young's finally getting his confidence back and looking good. Like Bryce Young looked really good at the end of the year. They're all in on Bryce Young, bro. They're not questioning that. That would not have happened. It would not. He's definitely one of those quarterbacks that's a little vulnerable too. Like you're not going to go do that. That'd be a horrible move. No offense.
Do they need edge defensive end? Mike Green's still on the board.
Yeah, I think the Chargers consider receiver here. Well, I don't know if they go offense again here. Maybe they do. Kyle Williams would make some sense to kind of replace Quentin Johnston finally. Get somebody that can catch the ball.
I don't want anyone, but they could definitely do it.
Melvin Gordon coming out here to announce the pick. Why is Twitter now behind NFL Network? I'm getting faster updates than NFL. What in the hell?
Yeah.
How is that happening? I mean, I'm literally refreshing Twitter and I've got nothing. And I'm watching the NFL Network and I'm finding out.
Oh, they took my guy.
Trey Harris.
Took my guy.
Wide receiver. I thought they might look into this.
I was hoping the Patriots could grab him because they're coming up early 3rd.
Yeah, Harris, good player.
He's one of my favorites this year.
Trey Harris, there you go. Well, Kyle Williams is still there.
Yep.
As I said,
I just like size.
Yeah, my favorite receiver here for New England would probably be Isaiah Bond or Kyle Williams. Probably Isaiah Bond first. I think Isaiah Bond has the making to be a team's number 1 wide receiver.
I like both of them. I like Noel too. I think you're right. I like Williams and bond a bit better.
Bro, if the mother freaking Bears wouldn't have stepped on their own junk and grabbed Burden here for the Broncos or the Commanders, or if he fell to the Patriots, like, man, that's just insane. Burden would have been.
Bears pick is in. They're about to stab you again, Smitty.
I know. Here go the Bears.
Take another wide receiver.
Poles is ready to just end the live stream.
Gonna flush down the toilet this time.
Poles wants to end the live stream tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Lions
Paul is watching your show, Smitty. So he's hearing what you're saying. So he's like, okay, let me stick it to Smitty.
Denver trading back again.
The Bears are trading back?
Mm-hmm.
Good.
No, Denver. Denver just traded back with
Denver.
2 or 3 spots with Detroit.
Yeah.
Okay, so they swapped their picks right here. All right, so
Yep.
Detroit. Let me get this all changed out, and Denver. So Denver goes over to the Detroit pick, and the Lions get on the clock. What do the Lions do? Gump's been really quiet. Gump hasn't called in. Gump is mad because I hung up on him on the show, but he was going wild on the phone line the other day, describing a really like gory situation. So I hung up on him, and he's like surprised about it. But he hasn't called in. He got 0 for 2 on his predictions that he was so sure about, and Gump refuses to call in and talk about it. He's been really quiet. Gump's been really quiet.
Bears took Ozzie Trapillo, offensive tackle. That's actually a good pick.
Yeah, I mean, that is a good pick. Finally. Maybe Poles was on a bathroom break.
Hey, Smitty.
Yeah.
If you want to be hungry, look at your DM on Instagram.
A steak?
No, just look at it.
All right, I will in a second.
Yeah, when you get a chance. Of course.
Yeah. Who did the Bears take? It was Belton.
Ozzie Trapillo from Boston College.
Oh, that's right, Trapillo. Okay.
Yeah, the Packers. What's his name?
Dude, I think the reason Twitter's not updating is because I think it's probably down. Like it's slow because there's too many people on it, and I think it's having some trouble.
Yeah.
Because that's the only thing that explains why NFL Network is ahead of the Twitter right now. Trapillo's pretty good. You still got to wonder, like, what running back are they thinking? And they got 62. That's an RB. It is. Can the Commanders please grab Scatterboo? Can Denver please grab Scatterboo? Can one of these please? Or Dylan, don't let Dylan Simpson.
I want Scatterboo to go to the Steelers.
Well, I mean, I do too. Over
ahead of Chicago.
I'd rather have them. Yeah. Who's on the?
I'm not saying that they. I mean, yeah, I know that, but I mean, I wish he would go there. But
Sebastian, what else you got?
Is it too early to ask about Jeremiah Smith versus Ryan Williams?
Yeah, I mean, let's do that let's focus on this draft. But Jeremiah Smith is...
Or, Isaiah Bond, like, where do you realistically see him in the NFL? Like, do you think he can live up to a first round, like he should have gone in the first round of the NFL draft? Or?
I think he can. I think Bond could be... Like, you put him in this Washington 61 overall pick, and I think he could be a top 14, 15 receiver.
Yeah, I do think
actually,
he's one of the higher talented ones. Didn't he get into, trouble off the field, though?
He's got a sexual...
He's got a lawsuit against him, but he's fighting it and he immediately said he's completely innocent. So, you almost got to give him the benefit of the doubt. Hey, you know what I want to happen here? At this Chicago Bears 62 pick, Caleb Johnson. Put the two and think about it. Caleb and Caleb. It's easy to see coming.
Yeah.
Caleb and Caleb. There's no way that doesn't happen. Guaranteed to happen.
That'd be
Caleb,
an okay spot. Okay spot for Caleb Johnson, too.
It's an okay spot, but it's the least favorite running back of the group, so I'm fine with it.
Well, that's what I mean. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Caleb and Caleb. I mean, we should have seen it coming. Caleb and Caleb. There's no way that doesn't happen. They're going to be so cheesy with it, too. They'll be painting their nails together. Caleb and Caleb nail painting session.
Bears.
The Bears.
I wouldn't be surprised if Kansas City drafted Bond. I mean, they're used to dealing with off the field.
That's what I was saying all yesterday. If you missed it, is that Bond would get bonded out by Rashee Rice, who would drive him home.
Yeah. No, KC's coming up. I know because I asked you the question yesterday.
Oh yeah.
I kept thinking they might take Caleb Johnson, but he could go before.
Yeah, if Bond goes 63, it'd be amazing. I mean, I don't know if I love it. I don't love the landing spot necessarily, I guess, right now. But for KC, it'd be great. For Mahomes, it'd be great. For Bond, it would not be so good. Just because you got Worthy, you got Rice. I mean, but I think Bond will be great for the Kansas City Chiefs. But I want Bond to go to Washington so he can be the 1. I want Bond to go to the Raiders maybe next. He could be the 1 there. I want Bond to go to the Denver Broncos at 60. So, Lions take a tackle. Let's see here. Lions took a guard. Okay. So Lions took Ratledge. So the Raiders are on the clock right now.
Oh, Raiders just took a wide receiver, Jack Beck. TCU.
Okay.
Wow, I mean, my TV's so far behind here.
I
just got that on Twitter.
There's a lot of
people that on Twitter out of nowhere.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that like Beck. There's a lot of people that like him. I think he's okay. Yeah. I think he's a little, I don't want to say overrated, but I think the hype is kind of wildly.
Yeah, but he's kind of one of those cult type guys, where there's going to be a huge swell of a small group of people. That
and it's fitting because you got Jacoby Myers there, so it's like
perfect.
You got two cult following groups that are going to drive the value up of Beck and Jacoby, but I think
fight each other.
I think Bond was a much better pick if they wanted to have a
Bond, Williams, and even Jalen Noel I like better.
Okay, so
do you know if Shedeur stayed in the green room at the draft, or do you think he went home?
He didn't even go.
Yeah, I don't. I
thought he went.
Yeah, that would be.
He had his own green room.
That's a good thing.
Signs all over the place.
All right, hang tight, callers, real quickly. Elgin, what can I do for you? You're live, young man.
What's up, Smitty? Hey, I don't want. I'm not gonna be before you long. Can you imagine? I don't know if this would be a good fit, but just imagine Scatterbo with Baltimore. You're trying to tackle him and Derrick Henry.
Well, I mean, yeah, fantasy-wise wouldn't be what we want in year 1, but it could be a future, solid future move because Henry could fall off like at any moment. I know it feels like he never will, but it could be pretty good. It could be, yeah. And Scat will probably go next round, but I think it's safe to say that there's a potential to reach at the end of 2 for a guy that goes to the next round. I mean, it's definitely possible. So Denver, Washington, and KC taking Scatterbo wouldn't be even like the craziest thing ever either.
Yeah.
So
Scatterbo,
Chicago taking Scat at 62. Chicago taking Scat at 62 is going to break my heart. I hope they take Caleb. Caleb and Caleb makes so much sense. It's got to happen. It's got to happen. I could just see Caleb Williams.
If Chicago do go, if he do go to Chicago, at least Ben Johnson will have his like David Montgomery type player though in that offense.
I mean, yeah, but I just want it to be the running back I like the least. Broncos go for the next. Who the Broncos go on the next 2 picks? I'm hoping running back. They
definitely need a running back. Yeah.
And you also want a second round running back. The draft capital, like from a fantasy perspective, you want that second round draft capital. It makes for good confidence. Giants draft Sanders with the first pick in the 3rd round and claim they always meant to draft him in the 1st, says BBQ. I don't think they'll do that now with Dart. I don't think they'd do that. But if they didn't have Dart, then yeah.
Select quarterback.
Yeah, I don't think they'll do that with Dart. But that's funny. That's funny. All their quarterbacks. Winston, Wilson, Dart, Sanders.
Cleveland could still be in on them too. Cleveland's got the 3rd pick in the 3rd round.
Yeah.
Vegas doesn't pull the trigger.
Charles says
Milrow too.
Scat to
Milrow should be
Washington.
gone.
Scat to Washington doesn't make sense with B-Rob there, Charles says. Charles, I said the guy that owns B-Rob.
Raiders are acting all excited in their draft robes. Maybe they picked Sudor.
They got Beck. Ron, you're way behind.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm watching it on TV, so yeah, I'm way behind.
You're watching it on VHS.
Normally I'm ahead of everybody.
Clear in there.
Nah, not no more. I lost my connection.
All right. At the end of this second round, I'm gonna get everyone off the phone line. Let me go over real quickly to Sebastian. Actually, I might cycle off a couple of you. Sebastian, any final thoughts, my boy? Appreciate you calling in. Calling more often.
What are these Cowboys doing? I think they look kind of lost.
Well, I mean, it's Jerry Jones, bro. It's the same guy that turned down Henry.
Why are we drafting an edge right after re-signing Micah Parsons and neglecting the offense? The guard I get, but like a first round, really?
I mean, it's Jerry Jones, bro. Why would you not bring in Josh Jacobs at least, let alone Barkley or Henry? Henry was waiting by the phone.
Exactly.
And he never called. So I mean, like, I don't know.
Even just took Mike Green.
I think they're burning down their franchise right now.
Mm-hmm. All right, my boy. I appreciate you.
Of course. I'll check in later. Have a good one.
Later. Elgin, final thoughts, my boy.
I just want to see where Jalen Noel, where he's going to end up.
Yeah, I mean, he could go anywhere. Noel could go the next wide receiver, or if you're like me, I've got like 3 other wide receivers ranked ahead of him. So it depends. Anything can happen.
I'd like to see him with Baltimore.
Yeah,
they could use another receiver.
Now here's a
Baltimore took Mike Green.
Baltimore took Mike Green. Okay. Here's a really good question from Rob, or one that could really set my look. Landing spot is king. Landing spot takes a player to another level, or it could take him down a notch. If Caleb Johnson goes to Chicago, I'm excited because I don't like him as much. I don't dislike Caleb. I just think Caleb Johnson's not my favorite running back. If he goes to Chicago, I'm happy because then I don't have other running backs going there to damage their value. If he goes to Denver, then all of a sudden Caleb Johnson, because the situation is better, is going to be higher ranked by me. And it's not going to be bias against the Chicago Bears. I love when people think that just because I'm down on a team or I'm consistent about hating a certain situation that I'm biased and I'm digging heels in. It's just my opinion, and my opinion is so strong and passionate about it that you're going to hear very similar things. You're going to hear me talk about it in a certain way, and it's never going to stop. And it doesn't mean that I'm wrong or I'm digging my heels in. You're just hearing somebody that's got a megaphone like I do that continues to see people not see it the way I see it. So I'm really loud. The reason I kept, like you could call it hating on Caleb, but it wasn't hate. I don't hate anybody. And I'm not even wishing ill will or bad performance. I want Caleb to succeed. This is a world where everyone can succeed. But my job isn't to wish and be hopeful that Caleb's going to succeed. My job is to tell you, do I think Caleb will succeed? And I predicted Caleb Williams and the Bears to unfold the way they unfolded every step of the way last year. So when I say I don't want Caleb in Chicago, there's a reason. Or I'm sorry, if I say I want Caleb in Chicago and not, let's say, Scat, there's a reason. But if Caleb, who I don't love better, I don't hate him. I don't think he's a bust. I just don't like him as much as Scat and Dylan Sampson and Tootin. But if Caleb goes to Denver, it's not a bias against Chicago. It's a great situation. So it's a very good question. All right, we got Ron and Travis left. Perfect Raiders player.
Davion Williams. That's another interesting guy left. He might not
Yeah.
go to
He probably goes a lot later. Yeah. But I love Savion Williams. Savion Williams is the next Debo potentially. He's a really, really good player. Really good player. But very raw, and I don't think a team like the Commanders could take him easily. And like Adam Peters is like, this guy's talented. Give me Savion Williams. And Niner fans are really on board Savion, and it just makes sense that the Commanders would take him.
Yeah.
Because the Niners want him.
Look at the team in Miami. Miami with Achane, the two wide back and anti-wide back or whatever.
Yeah. Just real quickly, recapping some of the things going on right here. Do I think the Cowboys draft a running back? I do. Jonathan, again, I don't think I answered that, or if I did, but it doesn't mean it'll happen. Henderson going to the Patriots was a fantastic move, in my opinion. I love the landing spot. I could see where people try and say, Smitty, it doesn't make sense. You love this landing spot, but you don't love the landing spot for Hampton. And it's not that I don't love the landing spot for Hampton. I just think that there's a little bit more threat right out of the gate. Doesn't mean that I don't think it resolves itself at some point. I really do think at some point, we will see. We won't have a problem. This will be a good situation probably for Hampton. At the same time, if you told me Smitty come up with some sort of negative for the landing spot, are you concerned at all for any reason? I would probably say the only thing that concerns me is Harbaugh's a little unpredictable. Doesn't mean that Harbaugh's going to over talent at Hampton.
Broncos took R.J. Harvey.
Yes. I like the pick. Harvey,
Peyton left him.
That's a great pick. I like Harvey a lot. Give his second round draft capital. Harvey, didn't expect that to be the guy he picked, but Harvey, that is a good player.
He had his eye on him with that. That's why he's been playing possum.
That is a good player. And that draft capital means a lot. RJ Harvey to the moon. Man, there's now a world where you're arguing Harvey versus Judkins. Now you got a whole debate here. You got Henderson in New England, and you could call that a little cloudier than the Cleveland and Denver situations. Then again, there's a lot of running backs in Denver, and they cycle through them. But I think this is a good pick. Harvey's a very strong player that is very different than McLaughlin, so there's not any concern there. And they try to estimate out that they cycled away from that. They got rid of Javonte. So Harvey's got a very secure between the tackle role. And even if they wanted to potentially, use other RBs, it wouldn't be taken away from his particular part of the workload. I like this. Yeah, Broncos, Bo Nix, Harvey. I'm excited. I'm excited. They could use another wide receiver, but there's a lot. Like you could. There's definitely some good value. What if you had potentially a Isaiah Bond, Harvey, Bo Nix situation, little tripod going? I like that. Man, what a nice pick.
You forget though, Mims was coming on big time last year though. Mims was looking good last year.
Yeah, but he's definitely there, and I like that. But I want a legit wide receiver one. I think he could be two.
6.8 yards per carry, 22 touchdowns rushing last year.
Yeah, Harvey's really, really, really good. This is good. This is a good move.
He can catch it too.
Yeah, Jalen Royals to Denver. That could be a case later, but Broncos pick 74. Yeah.
Do you think Peyton had liked him out of I don't know if he liked him more than the top 2 or 3, but he kept trading back. So you have to think he had his eye on him. He took him a little earlier than people thought he'd go. So that's good.
You know what I hope this does is trigger a running back run a little bit, because then we have hopefully it doesn't trigger the Bears. Hopefully it triggers the Commanders to take Scatterboo early. Take Scat early. Do it live. Yeah. Let the Bears take Caleb Johnson. BBQ says Smitty calls it very refreshing compared to the group think out there. You get a GM mind who covers NFL team needs and how it relates to fantasy. Click the like button, sign up. Let's grow this community. Thank you, BBQ. You're an awesome contributor and building up the
super chat alert.
Always trying to build up the community and think about the community. Thank you, BBQ. Appreciate you. Scat, yeah, let's hope it's Scat, but I don't know that Scat's going to go this early. But then again, Harvey wasn't necessarily a first round peg, or a second round, running back.
Oh no, it definitely wasn't.
Yeah, so if anybody's remember what I said about big Sean Payton, that he would reach. He doesn't give a shit about ADP. And what did he do? Took a different running back than I predicted, but didn't give a shit about ADP. Said, give me Harvey. Harvey, real quickly. So here's the winners. Harvey's definitely a winner. I'm going to probably erase this in a second and do something else with it, but Harvey's a winner. I might be missing
McLaughlin or whatever his name is a nice pairing.
I might be missing somebody. I'm not saying that's the end all or whatever, but I guess real quickly, number 1 overall is Genty by a country mile still. There's no debate at all. Genty is the number 1 overall. Okay, Genty. Ron, I don't know if you can mute the dog in the background. It comes through loud.
I know she's being loud.
So let's go Genty 1, tier break. No surprise. Who is number 2? Is everybody still? I'll go with the group think on this mock draft here. This is a rookie only mock draft. Group think. Is everyone still saying Hampton here? Is Hampton everyone's consensus call? Is anybody wanted to change it up? Anybody liking Henderson more? I'd like to hear what you guys think. Harvey, Judkins, we're going to get all that.
Mine now and before.
But. Some people, Harvey's going to be a very crafty. You're going to hear a lot of people say, I'm going to go bold in Harvey as the 2 or 3 running back. There's going to be people that are in that circle. Understand this. This is not going to be something where people are going to act like, okay, we got a consensus Henderson. So Hendy is the number 2 overall player. I believe we're probably looking at Burden number 2. Ryan Poles literally decided to make that an impossibility. We got a Judkins vote, a Hampton vote, a Harvey number 2 overall vote. I'm telling you, there's gonna be a fan club here. Hampton. Now the question is, does Hunter go 4? Does Ted McMillan go 4? Or does Harvey or Judkins go 4? Where are we going here with this? Is somebody
Judkins for me?
Is it Judkins, Harvey, Ted McMillan? Can you imagine if Scatterboo goes to the Commanders?
That'd be awesome.
Washington's taking Amos, cornerback Trey Amos. So Chicago's on the clock. Oh my God! Take Caleb, please. I feel like they're going to take a running back, so I'm willing to sacrifice Caleb Johnson. I'm willing to sacrifice Caleb Johnson. I do not want.
Let him take Devin Neal. Reach for Devin Neal.
Guys, we're having a consensus Harvey and Judkins like face off, and I think Harvey may have barely won or they tied on this vote here. Amos, cornerback. I think Harvey might have won the vote.
He might have won. Let's see.
I think so. It looks pretty close though. Harvey in the Broncos system will get more work, so I consider that a vote. It's pretty close, but there's no Ted McMillan or receiver. Does anybody want Hunter over Judkins or Harvey? Or is it literally running back, and then the first receiver off the board is like pick 6? Like that's not crazy. It's just, what we thought could happen may not happen.
It is. It's close. I don't know.
Well, I'll push it over and go Harvey. Judkins.
Yeah, do it.
And then Hunter. And then Ted for me. But I could see a lot of people having Ted over Hunter. I understand it. And then am I missing anybody?
I probably would.
Yeah, I know. Like Buka's and Burden and Boot, this is tough.
What about Warren? Warren?
Yeah, he'd be coming up here. Amos is a decent pick. I don't know. Thank you, BBQ for chat. Smitty, you're the effing man. What's your take on Sanders not being drafted yet? Also, what's your take on Jackson Dart? I like Dart a lot more now than I did. That's just the honest truth. I mean, he goes to Dable and gets Neighbors, whatever deficiencies or things he's lacking, he's probably going to be a very good, bet to maybe fix those things. Dable can fix them. So I like Dart. Dart's going to go up a lot on my rankings. Not to where I think he's a top 5 or 6, 7 quarterback, but I mean, Neighbors is safe. I mean, that's great for Neighbors. It's more about Neighbors for me than anything. And as for Sanders' is hatred, it's nothing crazy other than Deion Sanders hate. It's nothing crazy other than people feel like this is an arrogant narrative that they, or arrogant situation, and they're tying Shedeur. And Shedeur might have had some moments in interviews where he came off a certain way, but that's a quarterback, man. And he's also got a big shadow casted over him in Deion, and that's not going to necessarily translate into the NFL like everybody's saying. Nobody wants to worry about messing with Deion and all that. Deion's only going to be able to do so much. It's not like Deion's going to be sitting there at the facility. They won't let him in. Loveland 8, no thank you. Harvey 3rd to 4th round in redraft. Maybe now. I don't know, bro. I think 4th round for sure. Everything just got flipped upside down. Harvey's the biggest climber. Like, Harvey just went from rags to riches. Probably the next video I need to do is on Harvey. The biggest rags to riches draft day player that there is. Harvey just went from, not that no one liked him. We liked him a lot. We talked about him a lot. But Harvey just went from rags to riches more than any skill position player has, period, in this draft.
The top 3 spot for running back, right? Going into the draft.
Absolutely. And then does Chicago put their running back right here or move them into the 7 or 6 spot if they draft one right here? Chicago on the block.
What's interesting is KC has the second to last pick. Then it goes Philly, Giants, and KC again. They have the second pick of the 3rd round.
Yeah, for right now, we'll put Warren here. Who am I missing? Am I missing somebody? Let me go to my thefantasyfootballshow.com rankings, where you can get your year-round fantasy football rankings, trade calculator, all the good stuff. Scattaboo I haven't put on yet because he hasn't landed anywhere. Dylan Sampson hasn't landed anywhere. Baishal Tootin hasn't landed anywhere. Caleb hasn't landed anywhere. RJ Harvey, Devin Neal. So RJ Harvey's climbing up the board. He's the number 3 to 4 running back for sure. Ted McMillan, Ibuka, Travis Hunter, Luther Burden, Matthew Golden. Matthew Golden, we got to probably put somewhere. I'm not putting Loveland here yet. I'm waiting for these other RBs to land. But Golden makes some sense. Golden makes some sense to be somewhere in this territory. You could even put Golden ahead of Tyler Warren, probably, depending on your need. So maybe I'll do that, actually. I like Warren a lot, but I'll put Golden here and then Warren here. You could easily switch that.
Warren. Well, like you said, I think Ron might have mentioned it too. Golden, they used the first-round pick on him, so that's saying something. They targeted him, went after him.
Guaranteed.
So that's something that separates him a little.
Yeah. Yeah, Ziggy, how old is R.J. Harvey? This is
R.J. Harvey was born on February 4th, 2001 in Orlando, Florida, U.S.
That's the wrong R.J. Harvey. Yeah, he is older. Let me find his birthday, but R.J. Harvey. But I'm not like super worried about. He's 24, which is concerning. You know, like give you an example. Hampton's 22, Matthew Golden's 21, Harvey just turned 24. But the way you got to look at it is, you know, that is a problem in Dynasty. That will be some sort of an issue when we talk Dynasty versus redraft. But 24 age season, 25, 26, 27. That's 4 years, and then 28. That's 5 years. Not extremely worried about it, but it is a problem in Dynasty because Dynasty, a lot of Dynasty
wasn't overworked in college.
Yeah, a lot of Dynasty owners don't even want a 25-year-old player on their roster sometimes. So, like, you know, it is something that's going to rattle Dynasty worlds and their evaluation of them. But so it's a good point and definitely something that will be in the video. So, who did the Bears take?
This pick is in. I'm still waiting to see something from Twitter unless I missed it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. They're about to announce it.
Yeah, this Jack Beck.
They don't look that excited.
Yeah, they're clapping now. They think that they're so smart in that room. Ryan Poles is shaking hands like he's such a magician.
Oh, there they go. Yeah.
Oh, who'd they take? I'm so nervous. He's gonna stab me in the back. He's going to stab me in the back. Take a defensive player, please.
Please. Turner?
Yes.
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 Nobody.
D-line.
Decent, but... yeah, that's good.
Yeah, defensive tackle out of Texas A&M.
Don't take the defensive tackles when all the good ones are going. Trade back out of it.
Thank you.
I don't get their mindset.
This still doesn't keep really anybody safe. Like, you know, these running backs, Dylan Sampson and Scadaboo and Bashal Tootin. Guys are still gonna fall. All right, KC. Does KC go crazy and take a Isaiah Bond? Do they take a Cam Scadaboo? Do they take a Caleb Johnson? Do they take a
Caleb Johnson?
A Bashal Tootin? You know, exciting, you know, player. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Rather be out fishing, says great. What are you guys talking about? We're not cheering that it's a bad pick. We're cheering it's not a running back, bro. Calm down. Calm down, Bear fan. God, the Bear fans are out of this world wild.
Heck is it?
Be Isaiah Bond, bro.
I don't blame him for being defensive. I'd be defensive in words.
Well, I mean, you've been hard on him since day one, Smitty. So yeah.
Well, and I've been right.
Their buttholes are a little
realistic.
What?
Here's the Chiefs selection.
Come on.
Yep. Already in. Jeez. Now Twitter's slow again.
That's Dante Hall.
Omar Norman, defensive tackle, Tennessee. Omar Norman lot.
Okay, who are the Eagles going to steal away right here? Whenever the Eagles are the last picking around, they just smash everyone.
I know.
It's like, and then everybody's like, "How did you let the Eagles do? Like, why is everybody not taking the player the Eagles are gonna take? Like, how did Cooper DeJean fall? You know, the Eagles know how to steal everyone away. Norman Lott, This one's okay, I guess. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I'm fine with that pick. We'll see. I don't know if he's a lock of any kind, but he seems like a good prospect. I've seen a little bit on him. I didn't know that he was going to go here. Eagles. Who are the Eagles going to steal away from everybody? Look at Andy Reid's draft room. It looks like
yeah, I was going to say that. He's
looks like
like
it looks like the small little like computer room at a community college. You know, like there's 7
looks
computers.
like he's going to a picnic.
You got to wait.
They better be careful him.
Whose facility
like
was?
And his dog food.
Who was the one that just got the upgrade? Where it's like the most beautiful facility. It was like, is it the Chargers? It had like monitors everywhere and TVs everywhere, and you got Bill Belichick drafts on a wood table with one of those old wood spoke chairs with a tiny little TV, and a laptop, and a stack of papers, all by himself. Yeah, check out the Chargers. Chargers facility looked beautiful.
Andrew Makuba, safety.
Okay.
He's a good player.
Yeah, Makuba. Okay. I mean,
start of the 3rd round coming up.
Yeah. Makuba.
Yep, my Patriots got 2 picks coming up.
Makuba Matata.
69 and 77.
All right, boy.
Picks right away.
Boys, I'm going to cycle the phone line off. And I don't know how much longer I'm going to stay. I'm definitely going to wait through a few of these picks, but I appreciate you guys calling in. I might open the phone line up again. I'm going to end it here. I'm going to go. Hold on. Let's add Denny real quickly and just see what Denny has to say. Let's add Denny real quick. Go ahead, Denny. You haven't called in for a while. You always call at the worst times, though. Like I'm either closing the phone line down, getting off the show, or you dial when I'm not even live, Denny. You dial when I'm not even live.
Fashionably late.
Yeah, and you think I'm ignoring, and you think I'm ignoring you, though. You're like, you blast the phone line like Smitty's ignoring me. I'm not. Denny, I miss you, pal. You need to call in more often. Ron Navy, $100 haul. Hey, Denny, can you listen? Denny, can you listen? Denny.
I'm so sorry. Do I have to listen to Travis from Cape Cod?
Hey, Denny, listen to this song. Ron just dropped $100 hauler, and this is the music we play. Tell me if you recognize this Angel.
Smitty, everybody's pretty. $100+ I don't even know why they're getting ditty, why.
Who's that angel? The voice of an angel. Is that you? Do you even remember recording that with me?
We did a lot of recordings. I don't remember.
You don't remember
You know what I remember?
What do you remember, Denny?
Oh no, you used to say, "Hey, let's say this, say that." I'm like at late hours, and I'm just like, "All right." Do you remember? I remember one time when you were all about "It's baked in, boys." Remember that?
Yeah. Denny, can I get a couple lines? Can I get he's on the rise?
He's on the right?
He's on the actually, you know what? It's time to panic. Give me that. It's time to panic. Give me a good, hardcore, passionate. It's time to panic. Go.
It's time to panic now. Please panic, 'cause it's all over now, baby.
I can't argue with that. Denny's one of our sound engineers. And when I mean engineer, I just mean I record him being a wild man, and then we play it. Denny, what is your favorite? Tell me what you think about the Trey Henderson pick, Denny. You're a New England Patriot fan, and my favorite running back, aside from Genty, went to your team, the New England Patriots. You and Travis, share this bond. Tell me what you're thinking here with Trey Henderson.
Thanks, Daddy. Come on.
It's Travis on it. First of all, say hi to Travis from Cape Cod. And,
I'm here, Danny. What's up?
For those that know, Denny's trying to.
What do you think, Denny? Come on.
Yeah, Denny's
Denny,
trying.
what do you think about Henderson?
Denny's trying to impersonate Travis, and he thinks
Yep.
Travis talks really low. He calls him a low talker, but Denny,
He's all right. But
I
he
can't
did that
even.
last
Low
time.
talker.
Yeah, just like let's move on. What do you think of
Broken
Henderson?
record, Denny. Come on.
Travis ain't putting up with it tonight. Denny, give me your thoughts. Trey Henderson.
Don't take no bullshit, BS from Danny. I hate it. I hate everything. The only thing I want is Campbell.
Just like you hated Milton.
I can't even hear you, Denny. What are you saying? You hate the Trey Henderson pick? You out of your mind?
Of course he does. Yeah, of course he is.
I like how Travis got a lot louder. Travis is making sure he isn't sounding quiet. Travis is.
I want you to speak up, so here you go, Denny.
I've never heard Travis louder.
After you shall receive, Denny.
I don't know. How are you guys frenemies all of a sudden? Denny, why did you choose to be enemies with Travis? You're Patriot fans. You got something to share. You got a bond, and you're here coming in here trying to tear him down.
Picked the wrong one.
Never heard Travis louder. You turned Travis into a monster.
Don't flip the switch on me, Denny.
What's going on over there, Spider?
I thought you said I
quiet all of a sudden.
All right. Yeah, now Travis is too loud. God, Travis, I can't even hear over yours.
Smitty.
Okay, everybody, calm down. Stop yelling. Everybody, stop yelling. Denny, can you please get closer to the phone? Because, I'm having to turn the volume up for you. And then I got Travis and Ron screaming. And it's all because you're whispering like a quiet person. So just tell me why you hate Trey Henderson.
I love Travis. I love the kid.
Speak louder. I can't hear you.
Wait a minute.
Denny.
It's like he's standing across the yard or something.
Yeah,
there you go. Finally.
That's better. But you do this every time. You act surprised when I'm like, Denny, I can't hear you. And you're like, how about now? And then you, whatever it is you change is what you needed to change the first time. I hate that when you're like, I can't hear you. And someone's like, how about now? How about now? How about now? Then after about 5 tries, they go, maybe it's because I'm on speaker. Like you're some old lady. Like you're my old grandma who's not figuring out the problem. Denny, tell me why you don't like.
I don't appreciate your disrespect right now. And but I am definitely bringing it in. Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. Yeah.
What disrespect, Denny?
Oh, you're coming in.
We couldn't hear you.
Okay, Denny, please tell me whether you like Henderson or not. Are you serious? You don't like Trey Henderson to the Patriots? Last time I'm going to ask you.
I just wish we got more picks.
Okay.
Smitty, can I talk to you on the side?
Sure, hold on.
Pretend that Travis ain't listening.
All right, guys, please don't listen to what Denny's about to tell me. Okay, it's just me and you, Denny.
Hey, Smitty.
Yeah.
So, Milton, whatever. All right. So we lost the first over, right?
I don't know.
But then he's kidding. He's reading the room. I know it's against Buffalo's, losers.
I don't know
but
what you're
is
saying,
he? Do you hate Milton? Do you think Milton? Okay, Milton to Dallas for 7. Get the hell out of it. Or 6. Come on. Ready.
Hold on. I need an English translator. Ron, can you translate what Denny's saying to me?
Yeah, he was saying Milton to Dallas for a 6 or 7.
Yeah. Ron,
Ron. That was not today, Denny. You're talking about something that happened a long time ago. We're kind of talking about the draft.
Yeah, but it all equals down. What are you talking? Okay, was that today? Okay, Henderson.
Okay, I love it.
A lot of tight ends went quick, huh? What's up with that?
Also irrelevant.
We're a fantasy.
Also irrelevant.
The Giants took defensive tackle Alexander.
Yeah, Alexander. It's a pretty good pick, but like, yeah, not a bad pick. But yeah, I mean, can you imagine if they just took Shador right here? Like if they didn't take Dart and they just took Shador right here. I mean, this is so wild to me that Shador Sanders is
Yeah.
falling into the third round. And I don't want to hear a single one of you negative Noahs out there that are acting like this is deserving. You don't know what you're talking about. This narrative that the media is painting about Shador and the way that this guy's value is tanked in the craziest of ways, not deserving, not equivalent. Maybe there's maybe he's not top 5 or whatever, but the fact that we're in the third round and teams are still sticking to this narrative that was made up in the 11th hour. This was a top 3 overall potential player. The Giants met with him multiple times, and all of a sudden, is there going to be something that comes out about Shador? Because if not, I'm frankly baffled at how 32 teams have been brainwashed by the media and the negativity. This is going to put such a chip on his shoulder. If he goes somewhere solid, I can't wait to watch him tear everybody to shreds. This is going to make him better. I just hope to God he lands in a good spot.
Run Navy. Let him cook.
Yes.
Let Smitty cook. He's cooking, boy.
Smitty,
he likes that.
Smitty, do me a favor. Make everybody hungry. Show them the pick I sent you. Cleveland's pick is in.
You sent a pic? With some food?
Yeah.
Danny likes food. Hey,
make everybody hungry.
What is this, Ron?
Hey, can I say something, Ron?
What is it?
Yo, Ronnie Spit.
What is
when
it?
I met
Ron,
you still on there?
Pita?
Yeah.
Like a
I know
steak
you
pita?
were in the Navy, right? I was in the Marines.
No, it's from our local butcher shop. It's called
conversations going here. We got 3 different conversations.
It's Italian roast beef. It's Italian roast beef, grilled bread, Italian roast beef, grilled peppers, onions, cheese.
I got a couple. This is a hot pocket. Looks like a hot pocket. It looks pretty good though. It does look pretty
It's a delicious goddamn.
It's called it's the butcher shop signature sandwich. It's called.
All right, I got
It's called Costello.
I got to
That's
get back
only
to
half of it.
I got to get back to
half.
fantasy football. I'm gonna let the phone line go. Let me go to you one at a time. Can I get a Denny conclusion and final take? Denny, as fast as you can. I'm gonna close the phone line down. What can I do for you? What is your final thought, my man?
I hate. I'm getting my ass beat on this, but I hated the Milton trade, and I loved getting that Campbell, because you know what? Get my blind side, and I like that. You got Drake May.
Okay.
You're gonna throw that, but
you also got the
from
best.
LSU. He's gonna get that. He's gonna get that blind side.
Okay, so you
need that. Why are you yelling at me? Well, I'm trying to talk.
I'm not yelling.
Everyone's yelling at me.
Okay, so you get offensive. You get offensive tackle.
In English.
Okay, you get offensive tackle. You're protecting your boy Drake May. Then you come into round number 2, and you swing at the best pass blocking, pass protection running back in the draft class in Hendy. And so Drake May has been protected today. If there's a winner, a big winner today, Drake May is one of them. Because he just got protected twice. They just triple stamped the double stamp today. So awesome job.
They made the Campbell pick okay.
You what?
Hey, there's another thing. Remember that dude from in the Super Bowl? The dude that was putting Pat Mahomes on his ass? We got him. We got him too. You guys don't forget that dude that was running through from Philly. He was jamming him up. putting Mahomes on his
All
ass.
right, Denny, I appreciate. I appreciate you. Great take. And 10 seconds. Final thought. I gotta go. So I just wanna.
So Pat did a really good job, but we also, before this whole draft even happened, we did a good job on the what they call that stuff. I can't remember. Free agency. Then we got some boys from Philly that put your quarterback on their
Thank
ass.
you, Denny. Denny,
love you, and I love you, Travis.
Call him tonight. I don't understand what you're saying.
Travis, I love you so much.
Okay, I can't edit. The translator.
You too, Denny. You too.
All right, Ron. Final thoughts. Good Lord. Good Lord. Good Lord.
Hilarious.
Thank you, Ron, for the $100
Round 6 Fannin Jr. tight end.
That's. I mean, you got a joke. I mean, I don't know. Think about this. What are you doing? You taking a Fanning Jr. You got Njoku, Fanning Jr. over Milrow, over Shadur. This is worse.
They must believe in Pickett.
Am I in Bizarro world? How are the Browns even a franchise? How are they even a franchise? How do you take Fanning Jr. over Shadur or Milrow at this juncture?
Hey,
they got a Super Bowl winning quarterback in Pickett.
You know what I'm seeing? I'm seeing the Patriots are going to take Kyle Williams.
Yeah, I like Kyle Williams a
Not
lot.
official, but that's what I'm seeing. So
Yeah, it was him
I don't know.
or Luther Burden. Those are the picks. Those are the only two picks that Patriots should make.
And we're way down in the third round.
Oh my God!
Look,
Okay, pick is in for the Raiders.
Holy
Pick is in for the Raiders. Let's hope this is Shador. And he takes Gino's job within a year. So this is the best landing spot. Bowers, Genty, Shador. Good for him if this happens. I'll be so excited if this happens.
I don't think Pete Carroll wants to do that.
Come on, please. Give this kid a break.
They might go defense here.
Give this kid a break. Give Shador a Milrow.
Or offensive line to help out Genty.
Tom Brady better get Shador here.
CB, Darian Porter, defense, CB.
You know who was right today? Some of you aren't going to like this, but it's just the truth. You know who was right today? POTUS. POTUS put out a report that says, what is wrong with the NFL owners? Are they stupid? Yep. Deion Sanders was a great college football player, and he was even greater in the NFL. He's also a very good coach, streetwise and smart. Therefore, Shador, his quarterback son, has phenomenal genes and is all set for greatness. He should be picked immediately, commanded by POTUS, by a team that wants to win. Good luck, Shador, and say hello to your wonderful father. I'm sitting here watching a group of teams that need a quarterback and a group of teams that don't. I'm watching the group of teams that need a quarterback do exactly what he just said. They're being absolute moronic.
Who else on the board right now other than Pittsburgh that needs a quarterback? I don't see one out there. Because New Orleans already took one.
I can't believe the Browns passed on Shador. I cannot believe the Browns just passed on Shador.
Maybe Pittsburgh was smart. Maybe Pittsburgh gets them in the third round.
All right, boys. After this New England pick, I'm going to hang up on the phone line. Travis, any final thoughts? Don't forget the Pats fan, Smitty, Henderson. Let's freaking go. Oh, I haven't. We've been talking about it like crazy, my boy. Harvey and Henderson, man. What amazing values. And Judkins had a great landing spot, too. Yeah. Pick is in. New England Patriots. They better go receiver. Kyle Williams. Is it?
John Cena's announcing the pick.
Man.
Nice, man.
See,
Kyle Williams.
All right, so now I don't feel as bad about the Campbell pick because I was a little worried about him just being a little risky. But you took two guys that can help me. So
Henderson, Kyle Williams, Campbell, and you got Drake May protected. I like this. This is great. Kyle Williams is a good receiver. Very good receiver. Very good prospect.
Get a little bit of my face back.
Yeah, I like it. I was a little worried too about Campbell, but now you got Kyle and Hendy over. Look, I like Genty more, but Kyle Williams and Hendy and Campbell and Drake May, I can understand it. It makes a lot of sense now.
They got another pick coming up in a couple. What were you saying though, Ron? Who do you want the Steelers to take?
Oh no, no, I was saying John Cena was on there for Patriots. Patriots. Kyle Williams, huh? You guys are smashing the draft there.
Yeah, that's. I think the Patriots are going to get an A score for me.
A little different than Bill Belichick just flushing picks down the toilet.
I'm going to
get having a draft that I wish Pittsburgh would have.
Yeah, this is an A draft. All right, boys, I'm out of here. I know as soon as I leave, the Saints are going to take like Shador or something's going to happen. Niners will take Shador. I know as soon as I end the show, something's going to happen, but I got to go.
No chance the Steelers will?
Yeah, definitely.
That ship sailed.
But, that's a little bit.
Yeah, but they're like, what? Oh, there's a trade. Detroit traded up.
All right, boys. Appreciate you. Thank you, Ron, for the $100 holler.
Thanks, Smitty.
I'll be back. I'll be back tonight. Jeez, man, I'm just blown away by this ridiculousness. The NFL. I'm so sick and tired of this Shador Sanders nonsense. It's nonsense. Henderson to the moon with this landing spot. Love the Henderson landing spot. Burden, hate the landing spot. Shador, where is he going? We have no landing spot yet. Where the hell is Shador going to go? Why have the Browns yet to draft him? Taking a dive? You think it's just that easy to get the one pick and get Arch? And what if Arch doesn't even come out? Lions selection. Shador Sanders, man. How do I like the Hampton landing spot? Go check out the Hampton video, Kentucky, but it's good long term, and it's got some positives like mid-season, and there's some roadblocks that he can get through. But go watch the Hampton video. Lions select. What? What? Isaac Tesla? What in the hell? Look, he's like an okay prospect, but like you take this guy over Isaiah Bond? What a I don't like Tesla that much. I mean, he's a good, like, you grab him, I don't mind it, but like right here? Tesla over Bond is just stupidity. And then it's like J-Mo's traded. Is J-Mo gone? Like they draft a wide receiver, J-Mo might be gone. Book it, Sanders to Pittsburgh. I mean, definitely in the cards for sure. For sure. Thank you for the super chat. It's Pittsburgh. It should be Cleveland, but Cleveland doesn't want to play. Unbelievable. All right, Rocket, I'm on the way out the door. You're calling at the end, but I wanted to get you on because you're on Mars, man. Give me your first and final thoughts. I only got about 30 seconds.
Yeah, I think the Amos pick was pretty good as far as their defense, and I think they'll either go Sampson or Judon to shore up that running back spot.
Yeah. Definitely think they're going to go running back at some point, man. I don't get this Tesla pick. This is crazy. I mean, he's an okay player for sure. I don't mind a team adding him, but like you taking him over Isaiah Bond? What the hell is going on here? This is like Savion Williams territory. You want to take a chance on a Savion Williams or a Tesla, you grab them a little later. It's, woo, that's wild. Wild. The Lions, but it does mean that J-Mo's probably traded. And Gump has yet to call in. Gump is nowhere to be found. Gump has been dormant and radio silence from Gump after the two very bad predictions he made. I haven't seen his super chat, his bucket of chicken super chat that he's supposed to do when he got everything wrong. I don't know where Gump is. Gump's team's about to trade J-Mo away. He keeps coming in the comments saying, J-Mo's not going to get traded. J-Mo's not going to get traded. Ron celebrating 34 months. Thank you, Ron. Tesla going here in the third round. Wild to me. And you got Shedeur. You got Tesla going before Shedeur Sanders. What is wrong with this world that I live in right now? This simulation. Unbelievable. Gump made the pick.
Where do you think Shedeur or Milroy go?
I don't know. If I knew that answer, I'd be a millionaire right now because I would have dropped $100 on Shedeur going in late round 3 or early 4 to a certain team, and I would have made $10,000 on my $100.
Yeah.
Moronic NFL league.
All
right, I gotta go. I'll see you later tonight, pal. I'll be live.
All right, cool.
Jeez, unbelievable. Well, we'll be back. 271 in you in here. We've had like 700 on and off all night. We had over 1,000 people in the YouTube stream for a while. Thank you. Subscribe if you're new. Hit the thumb up button. I will see you all later tonight. Don't forget to get on over to the Patreon. That's where the live chat's 365. It continues. It's 365 chatting on my Patreon. $10 a month. Patreon.com/The Fantasy Football Show, or the links in the description, or just click this link right here. That link right there will take you straight to the Patreon. Ron Navy dropping another $100 holler. He says, do it live.
Smitty, everybody's pretty.
I guess that check did go through last night for Ron. That's for sure. Ron dropping two $100. Ron, you get 4 bold predictions, by the way. Cook them up and think of them slowly. And I think you got another one cooking. So you have 5 total bold predictions to drop. Think of them and maybe give us those tonight. 34 months of watching the greatest fantasy football show in the universe. It seems like it's been longer, though, than 34 months now. 34 months? That's it? Really? It seems like... I know that seems like a lot to you, but it seems like you've been here forever. I don't mean that in a bad way. It just feels like it's been more than 34 months of higher blood pressure. I feel like I've had higher blood pressure for more than 34 months. Ron dropping it, making it rain. I'll send Ron to Jupiter.
To Jupiter.
Yeah, Ron, we need your 5 bold predictions tonight, or at least a couple of them. The pick is in. Defensive tackle. No Shedeur. Not that they're going to pick him with Shook, but what a day. I think I need to end the live stream so Shedeur can get taken. I don't think Shedeur is going to get drafted unless I end my live stream. That is the kind of simulation world that I live in, where people don't know what in the hell they're doing. Let me make something abundantly clear. Shedeur Sanders has been greatly disrespected as we meander on through the third round. And apparently I live in a simulation where 32 NFL teams, I know not everybody needs a quarterback, but 32 NFL teams wanted to crap all over this kid because of his father. And he deserves to go in the first round. Maybe you don't like him in the top 5, the top 10. I get it. But this is a first round quarterback still. And if he's not a first round quarterback, he's damn sure a second round underrated quarterback. But here we are in round 3. And here we are continuing to watch him tumble as teams like the Browns need a quarterback, don't take him. Teams like the Saints, who drafted Shook, who I'm not saying is horrible, but Shedeur's better. Milroe's still out there. And no one's taking this kid. I don't understand this. If I was a GM, I would clean up in this draft. If I was the Cincinnati Bengals, I'm still drafting Shedeur or Milroe, so I have the best backup in the National Football League. If I'm the Ravens, I go get Milroe because he's a running quarterback, and if Lamar went down, I'd have the best backup option in the league. These are two quarterbacks that teams are missing the boat on. I don't understand what's going on. I feel like I could clean up as a GM in this league. I don't know what in the hell we're watching right here. This Mickey Mouse draft is driving me crazy. My blood pressure is through the roof, not just because of Ron Navy, but because of this damn draft where some good things have happened. Ron dropping another $100 hauler. He's got 3 in a row here at the end. He's going to Pittsburgh, I guess. LOL. I hope Shedeur does. I hope Shedeur goes to Pittsburgh. I hope Tom Brady finds a way to bring this organization in LV to draft Shedeur. I hope either Shedeur or Milroe goes to the Raiders. I think one of those QBs would start within 1 calendar year over the 35 or 45 or 55-year-old Geno Smith, however old he is. It's a matter of time before Milroe or Shedeur unseats a Geno Smith. It's a matter of time before you put a guy in that position. Like, what are we doing? Even if you're the Cardinals and you're shaky on Kyler, you do it. The Jets are on the clock right now. The Jets should get Shedeur. I know that's not great for Fields. I don't want Fields to feel threatened, but I'm going to do it to protect my team. This is value here. Milroe, Shedeur. Why are they sitting here on the board? The Jets pick is in. Let's see if the Jets are smart enough to take Milroe or Shedeur at pick 73. Value upon value. Who you taking, New York? It might be a good pick. We'll see. Here we go. 3rd round, pick 73. The pick is in. The New York Jets select cornerback. Don't hate the pick, but wow. Nobody seems to think Shedeur or Milroe are worth anything. We had a wide receiver who, I'm not saying he's going to be a bad wide receiver, but a guy named Tesla who just got drafted, and Shedeur is still on the board. If I would have went to Vegas with $100 and said that, hey, Tesla is going to get drafted, the wide receiver is going to get drafted, Tesla, before Shedeur, I would have had probably $1 million. Isaiah Bond to Denver. Let's wait that one out before I end the live stream. Let's wait that one out. We got some super chats been rolling and Ron's been going crazy. Ron's trying not to get Smitty to leave the show. We got Bella, check yourself, saying Patriots draft grade is an A- so far. I don't agree, Bella. I don't think it's an A-. I think it's an A or an A+. I think giving them an A- is degrading this amazing draft that the New England Patriots have had. And I'll admit, the Campbell pick worried me a little bit. I'm like Travis, where I'm sitting there in round 1 and I'm going, you pass on Genty, and I don't like that, but you take Campbell, you protect Drake May. I get it. I don't love it at first, but I get it. You come back and you take Hendy, which I was surprised. You went ahead and made that move at 38 overall. That was a fantastic maneuver. Love the pick. And then you take Kyle Williams, who I think was a fantastic grab. Kyle Williams is a very good wide receiver. I like what the Patriots have been doing here in this draft. It's an A. It's at least an A. It doesn't have to be an A-. It could be an A. An A draft. Love the draft. Pick is in for the Denver Broncos. I think I'm going to leave after this. I'm not sure. We got still 300 people lingering in here thinking that I'm going to leave, and the views are going down, but the super chats are coming in, and the picks are still rolling in. The Niners are on the clock at the current moment. The pick is in for the Denver Broncos. The Dallas Cowboys pick at 12. Maybe I got to wait and see if they draft a running back. The Patriots are after that. The Cardinals are after that. The Texans are after that. Where's the quarterback needy team? 19 Pittsburgh Steelers in round 3. Pick number 83. Seems like Shedeur should be going to the Pittsburgh Steelers. There's just no way about it. That's the pick. If that doesn't happen, I'm losing my mind. If the Steelers don't take Shedeur at 83 or at least Milroe, what are we doing? You have no quarterback. I don't understand what's going on. None of it makes sense to me. None of it. Pittsburgh doesn't take Shedeur or Milroe at 83. I'm losing my mind. I'm going to lose my mind. I probably already have lost my mind. Ron Navy dropping another $99 super chat.
Smitty, Pretty, $100+ holla. Get lammed.
Ron Navy dropping wads. Everybody drop a Ron Navy emoji, a BBQ emoji, a New Age Outlaw emoji, the cowboy emoji. Let's drop those 3 emojis. Those guys have rained super chats on this channel for some time. BBQ dropping a 50 watt on screen.
$50. Give me $50.
Denny, appreciate you as well. I know you called in and I was a little hard on you, but I didn't understand much of what you were saying, and I appreciate you and I want you to call in more often. Smitty, please stay on the air. My wife just said he's on fire. Where's the Tylenol? I do have a headache. That's ironic. I just created a headache by screaming and yelling. Maybe, look, this is a ploy. maybe everyone's trying to distract you, keep you on the live stream so that what does this look like? Steak? Maybe steak is sitting on the table and they're trying to eat it before you get to it. That's what I would do. I would distract. Like Ron Navy's probably eating he was eating a steak pocket earlier. He's probably eating a steak sandwich now. That looks good, man. What is that, brisket? Damn, BBQ. I bet you BBQ a nice brisket. Bella, check yourself. Campbell makes me nervous. That's what makes it an A-. Yeah, but I mean, I guess you asked the question, like, would you be better off with Genty, another offensive player, maybe offensive tackle or whatever, maybe. And I certainly would rather have Genty and a second-round offensive lineman piece than Campbell and Henderson. And I love Henderson, but that's just the way I go. But I still love what the end result is. I think you would have got an A+ if you'd done everything the same, but just drafted Genty and a second-round offensive lineman. But Campbell's a good pick. I mean, he's a highly rated player. It's not a bad draft whatsoever. It's such a good draft. The Denver Bronco pick is in. I kind of want to wait for the Pittsburgh Steelers running quarterback landing spot potentially here. Denver Bronco pick is in. I don't know why Twitter is so behind. I think they've been overloaded. They've been completely overloaded. Bronco pick is in. Here it is. Bronco select wide receiver Pat Bryant. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Who's making? Look, I love the Harvey pick, but what are we doing leaving Isaiah Bond out there? Pat Bryant. Pat Bryant's okay. Could he develop? Maybe. 900 yards and 10 TDs. 900 yards and 10 TDs. I mean, Ron Navy knows he's dropping another $100 holler. He's got to know. It's an Italian roast beef with cheese, grilled peppers, onions, and grilled bread. It does sound nice. The closest I can get to this tonight, Ron, would be a Jimmy John's wrap. I think it's the closest I could get to, which sounds kind of good, actually. I think Miss Smitty's making pizza, though. Pat Bryant, this doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. I don't know why. Look at the Denver Bronco room doesn't even look excited. They're like, a couple guys are smiling. One guy got hit in the stomach, patted on the stomach. One guy did a little pound. They're not excited. Pat Bryant, I mean, what are we doing back there? The 49ers are on the clock. The pick is in for the Niners. Who are they taking here? It should be Shador. Why pay Brock Purdy when you can get Shador for free? I mean, Shador's paying you to play for the Niners at this point. Am I paying Brock Purdy when I can get Shador for free? No, I'm not. Give me Shador or Milroe and leave Brock Purdy on his 1 year left deal. His rookie contract. I mean, just taking candy from a baby right here. Take Shador. Everybody should be taking Shador at this point. Nick Martin, linebacker. 5'11", 221, 40-yard dash, 4.53. Hit a knee injury last year. I guess he looks pretty spry and he's solid, but I don't know. These teams, man. Ron, thank you for the super chat again. Ron's dropped wads. Ron, what is that today? Are you gonna be passing the highest super chat of the year, which is $500? I think you have the highest super chat of the year. Maybe just like all very suddenly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think Ron might have just climbed to tied for the highest super chatter of the year. Yeah, Joe and Johnny yesterday with $500 super chats. Ron Navy just tied them on just real subtly. It's just kind of sneaking in the hundreds on the way out the door. Ron Navy tied for the highest super chat of the year in a single live stream, cumulative. Unicorn Man, Ron Navy. We'll put him right here. BBQ. I don't know if it was right. If yesterday was about 400, I made a little bit of an educated guess there. So if I'm right or wrong on that, BBQ, let me know. But BBQ sitting there. Ron's there. Ron, Joe, Johnny 777, Michael KCPA dropped 400 yesterday. BBQ dropped 400 yesterday. What a bunch of winners on this screen. Just straight up monsters. And then this one here from Zerk, who said, who the Broncos go for on the next two picks. I don't know, bro. I wish I had an answer for you. Ron Navy just dropping wattage left and right, carnage everywhere from Ron Navy on the way out to the live stream. I've had to go to the bathroom for like 19 straight minutes where I've literally almost made an accident in my seat, and Ron's trying to make that happen live. Patriots traded back. Oh, look at Jerry doing a little dance, little salsa dance. Trade. What is happening here? Everybody drop a Ron Navy, BBQ, and New Age Outlaw emoji, please. I'm trying to hold it. I want to get to the Steelers pick for Ron. But we're so far away from the 19 pick. I might have to go to the restroom and come back. All right, I'm going to go to the restroom and come back. So, 2-minute. Let me find the toilet emoji. 2-minute break. Okay, so hang tight. 2-minute break. Ron, take over. Panther selection. Who'd the Cowboys take? Why are the Cowboys shaking hands? What did the Cowboys do? Oh, they got the cornerback. Okay, that was old. Okay. Cornerback, Carolina Panthers pick is in. Edge rusher, Princely. Okay, Cardinals are on the clock. I better come back from the restroom. I better come back and have Shedeur Sanders on the Arizona Cardinals. I think I need to leave for this Shedeur pick to happen. So I'm going to go to the restroom. I'm hoping that when I come back, the live chat is going ballistic because the Arizona Cardinals have drafted Shedeur Sanders or Milroe. Please, I so hope I come back and all of you have celebrated, and I have no clue why. I just hope, really, really hope. That took a while. And I realized Sanders family. What happened while I was gone? So it looks like the Texans took Noel, so they got 2. Why is NFL.com so delayed? Experiencing technical difficulties. Please brace for impact. Thank you, BBQ, for dropping the $50 hauler. Let's put a drone flight out for Ron Navy and BBQ in this live stream. Where's my... Drone flight is in order. Are the Cardinals on the clock, or is everything down? What pick are we at? Cardinals pick? Pick is in. Are the Cardinals still on the clock? Why are the Cardinals still on the clock on my TV? Why is my draft tracker not working? Is my internet down? Am I even live right now? I still see the error. I literally went and took a 5-minute restroom break, and the Cardinals are still on the clock. Okay, this one's for Ron Navy. Ron Navy. Cardinals pick is in. B. Shador. No, it's not Shador. It's Jordan Birch, edge rusher. Sure. Why? Because why would you take Shador? Why would you take Shador? I don't know why. At this point, he's going to be a free agent. He's going to be a guy you pick up after the draft, if anybody will even take him. Oh, it didn't even show on the camera. Ron says check PayPal or email. Let me make sure I grab this correctly. Navy dropping a wad. Well, I got news, ladies and gentlemen. Ron Navy is no longer the highest super chatter of the year on a single live stream because he beat himself. You know how you go over to Ashton Genty? Let me pull up Ashton Genty. You go over to Ashton Genty and you say, this guy, Ashton Genty, in yards after contact, would have finished first overall just on his yards after contact if he wasn't also in the mix. Well, if Ron Navy wasn't in the mix of being the highest super chatter of the year, he'd be the highest super chatter of the year. Ron Navy just dropped 500 in super chats on the stream and then just dropped this bad boy right now, making him the highest super chatter yet again in show history and for the year. Ron Navy, highest super chatter lifetime on the channel. I don't know if this will ever be beat. I hope it is. But Ron Navy, $1,005. And Ron Navy, highest super chatter of the year, $1,005. Unreal, Ron. Unreal. Unreal. Let's move this over. Michael K. CPA, Johnny, you guys are still staying on this list because you are monsters. But Ron Navy is the new highest super chatter all time, beating himself. And for the year, Ron Navy, standing ovation.
Let him cook.
Ron, you're a monster, bro. You're a straight up monster. Can I get some Ron Navy emojis, please? Ron just dropped the biggest super chat in show history with the $1,005 super chat. Please drop a Ron Navy emoji, por favor, in the chat for our boy Ron. The Bengals pick is in. And now I have to stay for the Pittsburgh Steelers pick, no matter what. We also need to give BBQ drone flight as well, because BBQ has been dropping wads for, forever. So let's go. By the way, Ron, I don't know what you realize what we're probably doing in the next couple of, I don't know, months, hopefully less, but I'm going to get one of these. And instead of taking a lap, I might take a ride. And I think whenever there's $100 hauler on the channel, I'll have a camera potentially set up, or I'll go live on my phone from this, patch in from my phone and literally take a ride down the street and back, like take a lap. So this is going to be amazing. We're going to get with Can-Am and try and get them to be a sponsor. I've talked to them already. We're kind of talking about some stuff. So hopefully Can-Am becomes a part of the channel and we have a Can-Am segment. Okay, so we're putting up BBQ and New Age. So Outlaw. New Age and BBQ and New Age. Chase Brown. Guard Dylan Fairchild was taken by the Cincinnati Bengals. So Chase Brown is yet again safe. This is for the boys.
Let him cook.
Which is actually a pretty hard thing to do, but it's been beat up, over the last handful of months. Ron Navy, appreciate you.
Let him cook.
I'm sorry, the mic was out. I don't know what happened. I think Ron's calling to tell me the mic was out. Yeah, I just realized it.
You're muted.
I just realized it. Hold on.
Let him cook.
You're good now. We can all hear you. Yeah. Not now.
I just realized it. Well. First of all, thanks for the super chat, Ron. You're the man. Ron with the biggest super chat in show history, beating himself. He's like the guy at the auction graph that outbids himself. You know, he's like $25, $26. Appreciate you.
I've been waiting for somebody to beat me, and nobody's taking the challenge yet. So
yeah, but let's just
we'll see.
Joe and Johnny and BBQ have done such a BBQ definitely could have, but he's such a monster in spacing things out, and but Johnny and Joe and BBQ and Michael KCPA did a big college try yesterday. So I mean they're
I know everybody's doing awesome. I'm just waiting for somebody to take me down.
Yeah,
that's why I only went $5 over.
It's gonna be tough. So, Titans are on the clock here. How far away from this Pittsburgh pick?
The next pick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
so either we'll be disappointed, or we'll be wondering what the heck the Steelers are doing. Because they could go running back here.
I think there's they got to go Shador here. The Steelers got to go Shador here.
You would think, but they could go running back.
The pick is in. Let's end it on a good note.
I don't know.
Caleb Johnson to the Steelers. No. Caleb Johnson to the Steelers. Wow. You got your running back there, Ron. That's a good fit.
Yeah, I didn't.
It's a good fit. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, but Shador, man.
So Shador's still out there.
I mean, I like.
I was afraid they were going to do that. I was afraid they were going to do running back.
Good for. I can't believe. Can you believe? I would almost bet my life that Ben Johnson wouldn't have allowed all these running backs to fly off the board. I think it's crazy. That's one thing I would have said. There's zero chance that Ben Johnson allows this to happen. But look, he's wearing the Pittsburgh jersey already. I mean, it makes sense.
The selection hasn't even been made here yet on my TV.
It's a good pick. It's a good. He's a good player. He tested bad, but doesn't mean he doesn't have talent.
Yeah.
Where could Shador even go? Let's just look at that. Tampa Bay's next.
Who knows? I mean,
the pick is in Tampa anyway. New England, you're not going to get a Shador Sanders there. Chargers, not going to happen. Packers, not going to happen. Jaguars, you know what?
Maybe Cleveland.
The Jaguars aren't going to do it, but if I was Liam Cohen and I've got this offense that's probably one of the most exciting offenses in the league, I don't know how you don't sit here and go, this is a safeguard move, mofos. What am I supposed to do? Just sit there and look at this value staring at me in the face? The Rams at 26. I think the Rams probably take Shador or Milroe there. They can't not. Then Seattle at 28. The Saints already got shook. Maybe Cleveland gets him at 30 still. I mean, I don't know. I want to stay live for this, but I feel like I need to leave for Sanders to get drafted.
Yeah.
But back to my point. If you're Liam Cohen, how do you not do this? How do you not? And you're pairing Hunter. Yeah, you're pairing Hunter and Shador together. And no T-Law, it's very delicate. But you've got so much invested in this offense, and T-Law hasn't exactly guaranteed you anything. I don't know. At 88 overall, third round, I would do it. I would take Shador. And if T-Law can't handle it and fend him off, then T-Law's not him. That's the way I look at it. I sit down and look at T-Law in the face, go, if you're a dog, bro, you're going to smash Shador into little pieces. The whole league didn't believe in him. We basically had to, he had to beg us to draft him here at 88. So if you can't fend off Shador, then you aren't him. I would do it. If I was the Jaguars, I'd do it.
He's played with a chip on his shoulder, too. Because,
he's totally.
I mean, look at the quarterbacks that went off ahead of him, even in the third round.
I knew Tyler Warren was going to be toast. That's why I traded him in the Dynasty League. I knew he was.
Back pick.
Steelers could
Coming
also
up,
trade back. Needed DL and RB and now just QB. Yeah, I mean, you're right, BBQ. It's still a possibility, but it's like crazy that we keep going past these Steeler picks, these Saint picks, these Brown picks, and we're not getting a Shador pick. Like, I mean, I don't know. Jacob Parrish, cornerback, going to the Tampa Bay. No, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I guess. And then a trade. KC making a trade. Yeah. KC, the pick is in. Okay, so Casey's on the clock.
Jump up to get.
I do got to go here in a second. Oh, KC took Parrish, Jacob Parrish. Okay. So now New England's up, then the Chargers, then the Packers, then the Jaguars. I probably can't wait that long because I got to run, but I'll be back live tonight, Ron. So we'll talk about where Shador goes, hopefully. Hopefully. I mean, we can really walk into round 4 without Shador being drafted, maybe. It's insane. Insane. Maybe. All right, Ron, appreciate you, my boy. We'll send you to Jupiter one more time.
Jupiter.
Later, appreciate you, man. Ron Navy to the moon. Yep. Drop a Ron Navy emoji. What?
I said later, chat.
Yeah. Everybody drop a Ron Navy emoji, please. All right, I'm out of here. I'll be back tonight at some point to do some sort of review and rant and rave. And jeez, man, poor Shador. He's a grown man, but I still feel bad for the kid. Doesn't deserve this. Cam Ward going 1 is understandable, but hard to live in a world where Cam Ward, who would probably be QB 4 or 5 in another draft class, I like him. I'm not saying Cam Ward's bad. I'm just saying, how do you live in a world where Cam Ward goes 1 and Shador might enter the 4.1 to 4.32 territory? Unbelievable. Thank you, BBQ. Thank you all for the super chats. You guys are absolute monsters. I'll be back tonight. How about them Bears, Smitty? Alex, did you... Are you saying this like you're like, Smitty, you've been right about everything? Smitty said I got to run 2 hours ago. That's right. Alex, are you saying this in a way that like you're joking? Like, Smitty, you called it right the entire time, and you're still calling it right that Poles is the worst GM in football, not bottom 3 anymore. He's the worst GM in football, and you come in and say, "How about them Bears, Smitty?" Like, is this like you thinking you got me, or like I'm coming around? Is this a Bears headband? It looks like it could be. Do you think you got me coming in here? How about them Bears, Smitty? Are you changing your tune? Ryan Poles punting your entire draft, Alex. What are you talking about? Wow. Drop the "how about the Bears now, Smitty" comment. Absolutely can't wait until the season starts. I bet. Try to wash away last year. All right, I'm out of here. Ron Navy to the moon. BBQ to the moon. New Age Outlaw to the moon. Coble to the moon. Coble, appreciate you, my boy. Belichick yourself, appreciate you. Bruce, appreciate you. Zerk, Terry Roberts, Wes, Kevin Williams, Jaime, Jeremy, Michael K. CPA, 7C7, Michael K. CPA, both of you guys. Johnny 777 from yesterday as well. Rockout, Buckeye, Elgin, Jonathan, Ill Phil, again, Coble, Jeremy. See you all later tonight. Ron Navy to the moon. Drop those Ron Navy emojis.